so super, super great to us last year. So, again, coming up March 14th to the 25th, lots of fun, the Adventure Zone stuff going to happen during the drive. Hey, speaking of Maximum Fun, why don't you go to the other shows on MaximumFun.org and just start clicking and listening to them. We got shows like Bullseye. We got shows like Getting Curious is a fairly new one. We got shows like Lady to Lady. We got shows like Oh No, Ross and Carrie. There's a ton of shows on the network. Justin and Travis and Dad, and well, not Dad. This is the only show Dad does. But Justin, Travis, and I have other shows too. We got shows both on and off the network. I have one that I do with my wife Rachel called Rose Buddies, where we talk about The Bachelor. I've got a new video game podcast called Cool Games Inc. that I do for Polygon, in which me and Nick Robinson come up with pitches for video games. Travis has a brand new show called Interrobang that he does with his friend Tybee Dyskin, where they get angry about stuff. And Justin and Sydney do Sawbones, which is a medical history show. Sydney also just launched a new podcast called Still Buffering with her little sister Riley, where they talk about #teen life. Got our fingers in like 16 pies at this point. You can find all those at McElroyShows.com. I have talked for ages. We're going to get back to the episode now. The next episode will be up on March 10th. God, that seems like forever away. I mean, it's not. It's just 2 weeks, but still. Anyway, we'll see you then. And then a week after that, it's Max Fun Drive time. So start getting psyched out of your mind. You've exited the zero gravity room and made it through the airlock into what looks to be the main lobby of the lab, which isn't crystallized. It is still in its normal labby form. And there's a bunch of different airlocks leading to a bunch of different chambers from this like central hub. You can see an airlock leading to the main entrance of the lab. What's wrong?
I'm just thinking this is like our bottle episode where we just reuse the airlock set over and over again.
Yeah.
With just a little, like, hang a different sign on it.
Yeah, this is basically like old school Doctor Who. Like, I've only got the one airlock. One of them is labeled to head to the main entrance, and that airlock is actually shut down. It's powered down. There's another airlock on the opposite end of the room that you can't really make out. That's also powered down. There is the airlock you just came from. There are 3 airlocks leading to the med bay. One labeled to go to the main elevator, and one heading to a room called Cosmoscope. And then right next to the door that you just exited from, is the airlock leading into the thermal regulation chamber, which also has a layer of ice around it. But as you enter into the room, you hear coming from that door, you hear some banging and shouting and chopping coming from that iced over door.
I start chopping too.
Okay, yeah, you get your axe out and start chopping on the other end of it. You guys hear Killian and Carrie going,
Merle, Taco, Magnus, is that you guys?
Is that you guys?
Yeah, it's Killian and Carrie.
Oh, I was thinking of different guys.
No. Can you help us get out of here? We've been chopping at this ice wall for forever.
I'm chopping too.
Okay, let's just hurry. We're running out of time.
Whacking and slashing.
I get my axe ready so I can help him.
You don't have an axe.
What?
You hear a...
Taco, do you have any, like, fire stuff you can do? We're, like,
oh, sure.
Really
what good is an axe when there's magic around?
Yeah, everybody step back.
I got fire. You want me to use my
I know,
fire?
you guys have fun.
Yeah, go for it. My firearm is a little...
Well, so you don't, burn a spell.
Sure.
And since I don't use mine right... Okay, I cast Sacred Flame on it.
Okay. Sacred Flame is sort of fire of a divine origin.
I'm a divine guy.
I know this. I know this very much about
Would
you.
radiant damage not help?
No, but you did teach the ice like a quick parable about Pan and his divine guidance.
Okay, fine. I'll use Fireball. Fuck.
Okay. Yeah, you blast the door with Fireball, and Magnus, you're chopping away at with your axe. Merle, you hear a voice in your head. You hear a whisper come from behind you.
Kill again.
No, it's the voice sounds like Merle, behind you, Merle, damn it, Merle, look behind you.
Nope.
Merle, it's Pan, look behind you, you
All
fool.
right, I turn around and look behind me.
you look behind you while everybody's busy getting into this door, heeding this voice that apparently only you can hear. And you see a small rift open in space, and you see the crystal with the white fire starting to come through it. And that voice says,
Merle, listen, you have to trust me. It's me, Pan. You have to grab the crystal. Grab it with your hands before it touches the ground. You can stop this room from getting crystallized. You can save your friends. Grab the crystal.
And the thing's starting to pop out of this rift womb and make its way out.
Well, that certainly is a conundrum. All right. I grab it.
Okay. Yeah, you catch the crystal before it drops to the ground. Yeah, the rift closes up and nothing gets crystallized as you grab this white fiery crystal. And as soon as you grab it, you hear that voice again, and it goes, "Oh, well, this is going to be a lot easier than I thought." And you hear a sound like a light bulb shattering as the crystal in your hand just kind of shatters and fractures into splinters, and you feel a sharp pain in your hand. And that sharp pain is kind of replaced by this strange numbness. And as you open up your hand, you realize that you have a few little needles of this crystal sticking out of your hand.
Okay.
And
Chopping away the door.
and your hand is starting to change. Your hand is actually starting to turn the suit, I should say, around your hand and your arm. You can feel it, like it hurts a whole bunch. I can't even describe how bad it feels. But yeah, your hand is starting to turn into pink tourmaline.
I turn around and chop it off.
Wait.
Okay, yeah, it's grown up to his forearm. How do you? I guess my question is, how would you know?
Well, he's probably screaming by this point. Unless he's just super cash about the whole arm turning into crystal thing. Huh, that's weird.
What's turning into crystal? The suit or my arm?
All of it, the whole kit and caboodle. It's growing up. It's up your wrist now. It's about halfway up your forearm.
Would it help if I took the suit off?
It's like already in your body. It seems like.
Okay.
It's going up you. It's about to your elbow now.
I turn and say with a calm but manly voice, Noel, check this shit out.
Oh my God, guys, he's crystallizing.
I turn around and chop it off. I chop it off.
Quit chopping me off.
I'm going to chop it off.
No.
Let me chop it off.
Travis, that seems like a very personal character choice that you're making for Dad right now. I don't think you should decide whether or not he wanders this earth as a one-armed dwarf.
No, but I want you to know that Magnus in character is screaming, "Let me chop it off."
That's fine, but you can't say you chop it off.
I'm saying that in character, I have a history of arm removal.
I will give Travis advantage on this roll. He is an arm removal specialist.
Wow, that's a really good point.
Merle, do you want me to freeze it? Maybe I should freeze it?
I don't know if freezing it would do any good.
I mean, it's better than chopping it off. No.
Wait, is that all Noelle did? You bitch at us for not using her, and then I try to use her, and she just goes, "Oh, poopy!"
Well,
That's
I can't anti-crystal you. Somebody do something.
Chop the damn thing off. Chop it off. Just chop it off. I don't care.
I rolled.
Chop it off. Hey, wait, no, I got an idea.
too late.
Chop my head off.
I rolled
then I won't
15.
suffer. Here, chop off my... Here, right here. Chop it off here.
I rolled
Leave
a 15
the
plus
tattoo.
7. It's a 22.
Okay.
You're chopping off my damn arm. Seriously.
Noelle floats over to you, Merle, and opens up your helmet and puts a little wooden spoon in your mouth. Bite down on this. You're not going to like this next part.
Why did Pan lie to me? Oh, it wasn't Pan, was it?
And that is your last thought as a two-armed man, as Magnus brings Magnus brings Merle Splitter down just above the elbow, and you hear a grisly crusnump.
Wait. At least below the elbow. Come on.
He actually very artfully carves it just about where the crystal was.
I'm really good at this.
Yeah, and go ahead and roll damage, Magnus.
Okay. Let's see. It's two-handed. That is 7 plus 6, so 13.
I
Okay,
feel
13.
like damage should be reduced though, because he's not aiming to cause damage to
I don't want him to half cut off my arm.
I guess, but like, okay, well, I guess that's true. Yeah. All right.
As a matter of fact, when he brings the axe down, I'm throwing the arm up in its direction. I'm leaning into the chop.
Okay.
Okay. Whew. Clang, 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 clang. Your arm falls to the ground, and Merle, make a Constitution saving throw just to see if you can like stay conscious during all of this, because this is like
I don't want to be conscious.
This
I
is
don't want to be able
fucking-
to see my arm.
Okay.
No, I'll do it. Constitution.
This will be a sick roll. You watch this. Natty 20. I can smell it.
No, look at it, Juice. Look. What is it?
That's a critical miss.
Okay. Yeah,
It's a
Merle.
1.
He
Merle, you're down.
blacks the fuck out.
Good night.
You're down for the count. Merle is unconscious now. He just falls backwards, sees what's just happened and faints. And Killian and Carrie have just like gotten through the ice and look over and it's like, oh, I'm so glad that you guys. What the fuck?
Step 2, somebody heal him.
I don't have any. I have my med spray ready
shit.
yet. Ah, shit. You hear Lucas say, oh, what just happened? Get it. You're close to the med bay. Bring him in. Did you just cut his fucking arm off?
Yes. Okay, I pick him up and I run in the med bay.
You pick him up, rescue 911 style, and run him over to the med bay. Maybe singing a sweet lullaby to him because he's
Oh
scared.
shit, sweet.
Wait a minute. Who's
flips.
carrying me? The guy that just chopped my arm off?
You
Or the
did
guy
ask-
that just let it happen?
You basically just begged him to.
It happened really fast. In fiction, it happened really fast. I don't know how. I will, as we're running. I mentioned to Merle that if we need a new arm, the good news is he's got lots.
Yeah.
So if we could figure out a way to make that work, that would be rad.
Yeah, I'm unconscious. Thanks.
Now I'm not okay. That's not what unconscious people say, but let's keep moving. Hey, if you're working from input from me, you're not getting it because I'm out.
I'm totally unconscious over here.
I'm
Nothing to
unconscious
add.
as hell.
Your whole party, the three of you, Merle, you're unconscious, with Noelle and Carrie and Killian, rush in through the airlock towards the med bay as just chunks of this room that has become crystallized start to break up and start to it looks like this thing is self-forming again, but you don't really stick around long enough to watch it put itself together into some sort of grisly monster.
With Merle's
And,
arm floating in the middle.
Yeah, Merle's arm is actually part of the mix. You see this thing using Merle's arm as part of its form, but you don't really see how it ends up in the production. You huff it through the med bay. As you go through the airlock, before you actually get into the med bay, you reach a sign that says decontamination chamber. As you open it up, it's actually a pretty small chamber that has some medical equipment in it and what looks like an observation bay. But this whole room has also been completely crystallized.
Oh, bummer.
And as you pass through that and through another airlock, you do actually make it into the med bay. And there you see Lucas for the first time since you met him in the Voidfish's chambers.
Lucas, fix my friend. I don't know what happened.
Lucas has a big bandage on his head. He has a big, bloody bandage on his head. But he says, what did you do to that dwarf?
Well,
you said you needed us to give you a hand.
Seriously, what did you get? Before you can finish that sentence, Killian actually grabs him and picks him up and is like, this has been the worst, shittiest day ever. We are 2 people down. Your lab sucks.
fix my friend.
He says, you better put me down if you want me to help him.
Killian.
And Carrie's like, yeah, guys, can we take this thing? Just bring it down just a little bit. Let's figure out how to help Merle out right now.
Meanwhile, bleed, 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 bleed.
Lucas grabs you. He's like, help me put him up on this table. Magnus, use your big strong
Fish lifters.
arm removing arms.
I do it.
Yeah.
How ironic that your big strong arms are only good at one thing, and that's removing other people's arms.
Yeah. It's very ironic. I put him on the table.
Okay. He starts to rustle around in a drawer
Full of spare dwarf arms.
full of spare dwarf arms, and he just like sticks one on, and you're just fine. No, he actually pulls out a syringe and jams it into Merle's arm. It regrows. No, it's, the bleeding starts to slow a little bit. Merle, you actually wake up a little bit. You gain a little bit of consciousness as you feel this needle go into you.
Shit!
But I can't tell if that was real or not.
He's a very good actor.
That's because I'm an actor.
That was really terrific. But actually, this thing is actually numbing your grisly wound pretty significantly. It's bringing you some pain relief, not so much HP relief, but you're not in a horrific amount of pain anymore. Killian's in the corner. She's using she is speaking to the director through a stone and just like checking in. Letting the home base know the situation. And Lucas asks, like, what has been going on out there? What are you guys doing? What happened to Merle?
Well,
I got disarmed.
Pretty good. He started to crystallize. We were chopping on a door and magicking a door. Then we heard Noel scream, and we turned around. His hand was turning to crystal, and then his arm was turning to crystal, and I heroically, valiantly chopped his arm off. Against my wishes, he begged me, and I cut his arm off so that he wouldn't all crystal. And
Hey, listen, let me stop you right there. This Lucas isn't your dad. You chopped your dad's arm off. You don't owe Lucas any explanation. Get us the fuck out of here.
You dirty prick. I can't believe you did this to me.
and now he's drunk.
I can't. We can't get out of here. We can't get out of here until we manage to stop the base from sinking into the sea and crystallizing the whole world. You forget why we're here in the first place?
yeah.
It's because it's
It's been like 4 episodes, my dude.
It's because I fucked up an experiment pretty bad. But that's not this. The arm thing's not on me. I don't think.
Well, it was crystallized.
I'm on everybody.
Merle, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Why was your arm turning to crystal? What happened?
God lied to me.
God lied to you?
God lied to me. You have the prettiest eyes.
Okay, yes, I do, but focus up. What do you mean God lied to you?
I'll say it a different way.
Yes.
God lied to me.
I turned to Lucas. Well, there you have it.
Okay, I guess God lied to him. That's what I'm picking up for the situation.
And then some British guy threw a crystal at me, and I grabbed it, and it hurt.
Some British guy.
No, I heard all of that. Okay, it's that being. It's that being that's been attacking my lab. I don't know what the fuck that thing is. But I'm so sorry that you guys had to get mixed up in this. I didn't want any of this. You have to believe me.
I think it was that guy that was married to Katy Perry.
Russell
sounded
Brand?
like that. Russell Brand. It sounded like Russell Brand took my hand.
Lucas, is Russell Brand here?
No, he's not. Hold on. He rustles out and gets another syringe out and gives Merle another shot.
In my butt. Give it to me in my butt.
As you shout, "Give it to me in my butt!" You feel much more sedated.
There's a lot of shit going on, Lucas, that I feel like you're not being honest about. Like,
You're right.
this compact.
Oh God, you went in my room.
I did. It was a fucking mess. And it looked like somebody stole all your gems before we got there.
Dirty boy.
Bleed,
Wait, what?
bleed, bleed, bleed.
All my gyms are gone?
Well, that's what it looked like.
Listen, let's priorities. I'll explain the compact. I'll explain what you saw in there. I'll explain everything. We got to get this guy taken
He'll be
care
fine.
of first.
Tell me about the compact.
Bleed, 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 bleed.
He gets out a notepad, writes something
bleed
down,
all over it.
and hands the note to Carrie. It says, "Carrie, I need you to get over to the Bugbears and tell Jamie Green to bring me these supplies right now, or you can bring them back. Tell her to give you these supplies and get back to me as quick as you can." And she says, "Oh, you got it." And she grabs the note and just like darts out of the room with blinding
Wait, Carrie.
speed. She's gone.
Oh.
And he's doing some work. The bleeding has stopped. He's wrapped a big bandage around it, Merle. So it doesn't seem like Merle's going to die. And he goes over to a desk in his corner and he starts tinkering with some stuff. So he takes off his belt.
Whoa.
No, don't worry about it. I've got a plan. And he's working with it. He's got this petri dish that he's like mixing some sort of fluid in. And he's like, as much as I want to, we can't leave. We can't get him out of here until we stop this thing from spreading. I was down in the lower chambers of my lab
Late one night.
One night, and Monster Boy. How does it? Anyway, I was attacked by one of my robots, and I came up here to the med bay to treat my wound. And when I tried to leave, I found that crystal monster. Or whatever it is, it's not, the monster itself isn't crystal, it's what's inhabiting the crystals. It attacked me in the decontamination chamber, and so I made my way back here into the med bay, and I flooded the room with anti-conjuration energy, because obviously he's traveling between planes to move from spot to spot, so I blocked it. Obviously, come on, that's like 101. You guys figured that out by now, right?
Yep.
Guys, I'm just so sorry. I promise I'll get him patched up. I have an idea for how to patch him up, and we're gonna be able to. You'll see we'll get out of this, and we'll get down to my lower levels, and I'll stop the crystal from spreading, and mission accomplished.
Great.
Good work, and you guys will say, "Good work, Lucas. Thanks for the good teamwork."
Sounds like us.
Yeah, it sounds like something we do.
Shut up. Let me say one more thing.
Okay.
Hello, beloved fans of Adventure Zone. It's me, Clint McElroy. Please write and drastically protest the treatment of your favorite dwarf cleric in this episode. Thank you.
No, I think.
Listen, we've had a lot of fun here today.
Listen, we've had a lot of
but
fun
I
here
really
today.
want to just drive home the point. Take the doors off your refrigerators before you throw them away.
Because somebody could get their arm chopped.
That's what it always leads to.
Hey, everybody, this is Lucas, a fictional character. I do want to step outside of kayfabe for a second and tell you, for real though, the thing about the refrigerators, that one was on me, and if I had taken it off, I'm pretty sure Merle would still have both of the arms. I'm not sure how it's connected, but hey, sliding doors. Have you seen that movie? Anyway, later, this is me, Lucas, on the
Fading
Sliding
back
Doors.
into the ether.
The Sliding Doors Council.
Hi, this is Justin McElroy. I'm an actor who plays the role of Taco on the Adventure Zone. I just want to say, I don't feel like I really did anything that funny this time around, but hey, you get them next time, I guess.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.
You guys, I'm so excited to introduce to you my new baby, Getting Curious with Jonathan Van Ness. This is going to be a really fun look at things that I find curious, whether it's a menstrual cup, it might be the Romanov family, it might be fracking, it could be Carly Fiorina. I don't even know. Who knows? It's going to be whatever I think is interesting. I can't wait to bring it to you guys. We're going to be bringing in content experts. I'm going to be learning the things. It's only going to take about 30 minutes for you to expand your baby brains with me and have a super fun time. So I can't wait to see you on our first episode of Getting Curious.
Previously on the Adventure Zone, it's time for the regulators to roll out. We're sending you in to detain and extract Lucas for his abuse of confidential information. Standard protocol applies. You pull out from inside an old, compact mirror. Inside is actually just a circular disc of emerald.
Okay, so he's stealing technological ideas from our world.
Guys, he's crystallizing!
I turn around and chop it off. I chop it off.
Quit chopping me
I'm going to chop it off.
You're chopping off my damn arm. Seriously.
If we need a new arm, the good news is he's got lots.
Yeah.
So if we could figure out a way to make that work, that would be rad.
Yeah, I'm unconscious. Thanks.
Now, I'm not... Okay, that's not what unconscious people say, but let's keep moving.
I hope Merle's proficient in unarmed combats. I'm sorry, I'm better than that, and you should expect more from me. It's the Adventure Zone.
come to you live from a breaking news story, a tragedy that has. Oh my God! Well, don't both do it. When they do breaking news at TV stations, they don't have two different beep-a-deeps.
But they do have someone live do it, like on Carmen Sandiego, when Rockapella would do the breaking news.
Yeah, but if Rockapella did it, they'd be fucking harmonizing and stuff. Anyway, breaking news story. Dad has just touched Justin's dice.
He touched my dice. He got it, whatever it is, he got it all over.
Good. Get over it, dork.
Whoa.
That's not, you're not supposed to touch.
I'm a rebel, man. I got attitude. I got serious attitude.
It sounds like Justin has implied that there's some sort of residue that Dad has left on
sticky
the...
Coke Zero fingers.
Not bad. It's just like whatever he does.
Critical misses, you mean?
Just this critical stink is all over it right now. Huh? And I'm worried that like
Critical Stink is a great D&D punk band name.
we're Critical Stink. Let's roll.
Before we get into
Let's roll.
Thank you, Travis. Somebody appreciated it.
I liked it.
Before we get into the excitement and action and resolution and shit, I feel like we need to do some corrections and amendments here at the top.
Okay.
Just Dad does have an axe, but he announced it in the first episode, and people were kind enough to remind me that Dad does have an axe. Wow, y'all hear that?
What was that?
That's some fucking Atmo. It's stormy as hell.
Oh,
okay.
Just know that that's not in post. It's not storming inside of Lucas's lab. Dad does have a hand axe. He announced it in episode 1, but it's basically a hatchet. It's like a hatchet that you would use in, like a child would get for
like
Christmas.
you would use in the book.
It's like a Gary Paulson hatchet.
Hence the name Lil Choppy.
I also want to say the reason we didn't use the red barrels is because we beat them anyways pretty handily. I don't think we took a lot of damage.
Okay.
We didn't need the red barrels. And it wasn't until afterwards when all you punks got to hear Griffin say the red barrels that you went, hindsight 2020, you guys.
Another quick one there. I learned this. There's no such thing as negative Kelvin.
But what if he's really sad?
There also isn't, like, I think I said 1,000 degrees Kelvin. That's not a thing either.
I'll just one last, as long as we're piling on here, I've been saying the word proboscis wrong my whole fucking life.
You know what? We're not a factual show. This is not about science and learning. It's about Dungeons and Dragons.
I saw somebody try to defend me like, well, in this fantasy universe, maybe it's pronounced proboscis. Oh, no, no, friend.
You're embarrassed.
Wait, it's not proboscis?
My sweet friend, no, proboscis with an O.
Jesus.
Proboscis is a flower.
I've been saying proboscis the whole time. Is it not proboscis?
It's proboscis.
Proboscis.
Is proboscis like a weird West Virginia thing?
Yeah, it's like aunt.
All right, let's play Dungeons and Dragons and get on with it.
Okay. Who needs a refresher? Anybody? Merle's arm got chopped off.
I just listened to it.
Yeah.
I'm also wait, one last correction. I'm sorry last week after we beat them that I didn't call them fartigrades.
Or nardigrades.
A gross factual error for Justin.
That's a gross factual. It was incorrect of me.
We got a lot of fan mail about it.
One thing we also need to resolve, Merle, what is your dominant hand? Because I think that's the one that we're going to say got. Because I don't see why you would grab a thing with your non-dominant hand.
I actually think he said he was ambidextrous.
I did at the very beginning of the show, but along with all these other facts, I guess that was forgotten too.
It's been 2 years.
It feels like 5.
Well, if you want to flip a coin and tell me which hand got.
I'll roll a die.
While Dad's rolling that die to tell you what hand got, I should also mention that very early in the show, I also said that whenever people are around Taco, they get super horny and want to give him lots of money. I said that, and everybody was like, good.
Yeah, we like that. We like that's good.
I wrote that down.
Yeah, they get super horny and want to give him lots of money.
No,
I lost my dominant hand. I lost the dominant.
Nice. Which is your right or left?
My right.
Okay. Taco, I actually remember the super horny giving you money thing. Like, has that not? That's just how it's
have it. It's like my acrobatic skill. It just hasn't.
You just haven't used it.
Yeah.
So about 20 minutes have passed since you guys got Merle into this med bay room.
Merle's dead. He bled out.
I'm dead, right?
And he died between episodes. It's a D&D podcast first.
But he's been recast as a younger. This is Oliver, the new Merle.
No, he is alive, and through a series of medicines and salves that Lucas has applied, you're actually pretty lucid, and the pain from your grisly wound has almost completely subsided.
Hey, it was a very clean cut. Thank you very much.
I meant grizzly. Okay, yes.
Take pride
It
in
was-
your work, Trav.
It was surgical.
It was surgical in nature.
I'm
but it's
surgical with this bitch.
By the way,
As
while we're
a-
on this subject, thanks to all those people who tweeted and said, "Here's hoping Merle dies." Thank you.
Well, everybody loves a shake-up, Dad. I don't think that that's personal against you, but like, the interjection of it, who knows what celebrity we could get to play the next Merle?
the possibilities are very exciting. Let's do some storytelling.
Wait, just to be clear,
Oh, boy.
Travis, you're saying that we would not let Dad play a new character. We would bring his old character back to life with a new actor like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Cool. Got it. Perfect.
Thanks. Thanks, bud.
You could come back as like maybe a whimsical spirit or some kind of like talking book.
Sure. Yeah.
Or talking dog.
Maybe more of a
dog
producer role in the back, taking a back seat of a Robin to our Howie.
Why am I laughing?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's very sad. Merle.
That's what you'll be doing a lot of, though, and a lot of good ones, sirs.
And you'll be asked to leave the set because you're interrupting the filming.
Excellent, young masters. Way to goof them again.
Do you need any lemonade?
Thrilling plot twist.
Okay.
let's
Merle,
play.
you have been treated. What I'm trying to establish is you're actually doing okay. Aside from you're missing your right arm. And by right arm, it's mostly your forearm. It kind of stops at the elbow. And you're really thoroughly bandaged up on that arm. The bleeding has come to a stop. Things have calmed down in the past in the 20 minutes that have passed.
And just to be clear, when last we left,
Yeah.
Merle had explained to us that he heard a British guy
Yeah.
who tricked him.
Yes.
And then Lucas, if I remember correctly, said, "I'll explain everything."
Yeah, Lucas right now is actually in the corner. He's actually removed a panel from the wall of this med bay, and you can see he's got some sort of like hastily constructed terminal that he's like rewiring some stuff in the panels, and he's like fiddling with this terminal. And as he does, you can hear sort of rumbling and some ambient noises coming from pretty far off in the lab. And in this med bay, now that things have calmed down, you've actually got a chance to sort of take in your surroundings. There's some cabinets with medical equipment and medicines. There is some sort of scanning device, and there is a null suit chamber, much like the one that you guys had in the Bureau of Balance. It's maybe a little bit smaller than the one that you have in your lab that you used to suit up at the beginning of this adventure. And hanging off of the side of it is a suit that is Lucas-sized. It is human-shaped. And Lucas stops messing with this panel that he's fiddling with, and he goes, "Okay, I've rewired and shut down most of the rest of my lab. It should buy us about an hour and a half to get downstairs and
Great.
shut this thing down."
That should give us about an hour and 29 minutes for you to explain what the holy hell is going on, and 1 minute to get downstairs.
What don't you already know? There was an accident.
Okay,
and somebody,
what don't we know? I got a compact, lets me see into some strange world. A. B. There's a voice that keeps talking to us. C. Some British guy more or less took Merle's hand. D. What the fuck is happening?
Oh, wow, he really shifted blame.
Yeah, some British guy.
Yeah, some
Listen,
Brit- he has really excised himself from
if
the story,
somebody
huh?
got stabbed with a sword, would you say the sword killed him? No, I was merely the tool that operated on Merle through this British guy. I was a tool.
Travis is telling his shield, like, I don't know, I never
So-
cut his hand off.
So this is like guns don't kill people.
Magnus takes
Axes
cuts,
kill
kills
people.
arms.
Got it.
He says, actually, before we get started, Merle, I had an idea because we're going to need your clerical ways as we go deeper. And I was thinking, I had a kind of idea of how I could maybe restore some of your two-handedness, if that makes sense.
I'm listening. I'm a little grumpy,
Okay.
as everybody can understand.
A little put off.
Magnus, I understand that you may have taken a little trophy from Hodgepodge after defeating him. Can I see it?
Give me a minute to find it. Russell. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. No, not this one. Is it this? No, not that one.
Well, you are really well armed.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that's it. He takes it and holds
God,
it.
I was so hoping Griffin would say no.
He takes the right arm and he holds it up to Merle, and it's really little. It's like a small, like a doll's arm, like a toy, like a G.I. Joe arm. He's like, no, I'm just kidding. That would be ridiculous. It's like a little toy arm. Like if I could somehow plug this into you, how would you control it? That's sci-fi bullshit. Robot arms.
Today, the part of Merle being played by Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? He actually goes back to that desk where he was messing around with a belt and a petri dish where he was messing around, and you see him.
Can I have that arm back, please?
Well, I need a piece off of it. He unscrews this like cap at the end of it and attaches it to this thing that he's tinkering with. And as he's tinkering with it, Carrie comes back into the room, and she says, "Hey, I'm back. I got what you asked me to get from Jamie." And she is holding a potted plant with these 4 wooden shoots, it looks like, coming out of it. And if you'll recall, you saw this very briefly when you went into the bugbear chamber. And Lucas goes, okay, no, this is the idea. This is going to be great. And he takes that plant and removes it, depots it, takes it out. And as he's like taking it out of the pot and shaking the dirt off of its roots, you actually see the plant like kind of protest. Like it's like trying to slap his hand away. And he plants it in this petri dish, that you can see has some sort of green viscous fluid in it. And he sprays it down with something. And he picks it up, and it just kind of looks like this wooden plant is hanging off of this belt. And he creates
Feed me, Lucas.
He creates some sort of concoction that he walks over to Merle, and he says, "Here, drink this. Trust me, please. This is going to be so sick." This is Merle. I know you've been burned by people asking you to do stuff that maybe you don't trust in the past like 15 minutes, but trust me on this. This is going to be tight as hell.
Sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Your other
right.
arm, your other arm falls off.
I'm really down. So yeah, go ahead, kick me while I'm vulnerable. I feel very vulnerable.
Okay,
right now.
So you're down in this bev.
It's like an Appletini.
It actually tastes more like a carbonated wheatgrass shot. Nice. It doesn't taste especially great. But as you taste it, and as you drink it, you see these 4 wooden shoots hanging off of this belt, kind of come to a standstill and start to wrap around each other and tie around each other, and they form what looks like kind of a crude 4-fingered arm. And Lucas explains, he says, okay, so biology's not my specialty, but this is definitely going to work. This is a plant called soulwood, and it's a psychically tuned plant that can resonate with certain people that resonate with them, and it can sort of change its biology based on the whims of other living creatures. And Merle, from what I understand, plants are like kind of your specialty. So
romantically
speaking. So my thinking is, do you mind? I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna get intimate.
Hell yeah, it's ASMR.
Yeah.
He starts whispering in nerd ASMR. Okay, so what does gotta do? He takes this belt and wraps it around your shoulder, and then there's another fastener that goes around your chest. And as
Merle,
he's
how do you
doing
feel
this,
about autoerotic asphyxiation?
as he's doing this, he is straight up like Army of Darkness, attaching this wooden arm to you. That is now roughly the size. It's actually kind of bigger than your other arm.
I chop it off.
Oh no, that didn't last very long at all, huh?
No, I don't. Not this time.
Yeah, you have this wooden arm, and you feel this psychic link with it. You feel like a deep connection with this arm made up of these 4 wooden chutes that have twisted around each other to form the shape of an arm.
So I guess
Awesome.
it all worked out.
Yeah, everything worked out for the best.
Worked out fine.
I want you
says
to
that-
feel completely off the hook, Magnus.
And then
Lucas-
Magnus and Merle engage in a very complicated, like, high five secret handshake so you can test out. We do the shimmy shimmy Cocoa Pop, the bureau handshake.
Yeah, as you do the secret Merle and Magnus handshake, Merle, you feel like it is like not a big deal to move this thing at all. It takes maybe a little bit to become as dexterous with it as you were your original OG dwarf hand. But yeah, you have pretty good control over this Soulwood arm. And it actually like kind of curls up towards you and gives you a big thumbs up as if to say, "Hey, I'm your arm now."
Wow. Creepy. Really creepy. Yeah, good. It's really
Yeah,
going
it's
to
got
cut back on my fireworks.
Good.
I want it in
Yeah.
the canon.
And hey, good news. Now you got somebody to blame for your rolls. It's the tree.
I want it in the canon that Magnus is actually, like, a little bit jealous of his sweet new wooden arm. That Magnus, not out loud, mind you, but just quietly to himself.
Yeah.
And I would like it in canon that Magnus can kiss my Kenny Chesney tattoo.
It's fair. All of this is fair.
I can. Can you imagine what delectable torture that would be, though, for Magnus to have a tree on his arm that he cannot
That's true.
split?
Yeah. Well, he can.
Can Magnus make a tree even he can't split?
So in terms of mechanics, Merle, you now have just a permanent disadvantage on sleight of hand rolls. Your days of having good sleight of hand rolls are behind you.
Well, my days of having any good rolls are behind me.
But you can now control this hand separately from yourself. You can take it off, chuck it, control it like you would normally.
What?
Like your hand, only you
Nice.
can control it remotely.
So it gave him
awesome.
superpowers, basically.
Yeah.
Great.
More
Magnus,
so
you should
than the magic he could already wield, summoning angels and all that.
Magnus cuts both his legs off. Like, all right, juice me up.
What do you got for me?
Got to set off.
He says, Lucas says, okay, so we don't have a whole lot of time for you to get acclimated to your new arm, so you're going to have to figure it out on the fly. But before we get out there, we're going to need to recharge your suits. And Noel says, oh, that's right. Oh, gosh, sorry, I completely blanked. And a little compartment opens up and a tank pops out that looks very much like the tank of a spray that they plugged into the chamber when you first got sprayed down to null suit yourselves. And Lucas slips into his null suit and plugs the tank into the chamber. He's like, all right, everybody pile on in. It's time to recharge. And I guess very awkwardly, because there's more of you now, like you're doing like a real world road rules, like how many co-eds can we fit into a phone booth challenge. You all get coated in another layer of null suit juice. The meters, you have these like little panels on your wrists that are showing how much energy you have left in your null suits, are completely full up now. And everybody gets all sprayed down.
And may I say, in Amazon reviews, I'm giving the null suits originally 1 thumbs down.
That's not how Amazon reviews work.
I couldn't pass up a thumb joke.
Oh, that's a good point. We're going to have a lot of those now. I
Hey,
guess.
Lucas, while we're all showering together,
Yeah.
when
What
Merle
is that?
mentioned-
You're standing on my thigh, which is weird.
Thank you for the boost. When Merle mentioned a British guy, did that ring any bells for you?
I swear, guys, the lying stuff is over now. I have no fucking idea what
But you realize that, like, this is an all audio medium, so all I can do is ask questions, right?
No,
like,
yeah.
I can't look around and observe.
No, I get it.
Okay.
If you want, I can tell you all about the compact.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It would be easier if I show you the Cosmoscope. Can you guys? Are you guys ready to roll?
Yeah.
Still
Okay.
a lot of pain, but okay.
Oh yeah, Justin. I want to hear your
Taco today will be played by Ghost.
your cold and flu version of Taco. Should be interesting.
Yeah. Taco silently nods in agreement.
You guys make your way out of the med bay and through the decontamination chamber back into the central hub. This room is kind of a mess because the crystal golem started to form in here and kind of fucked shit up as he was like breaking pieces of crystal off. And you make your way into the door that you saw earlier that was labeled the Cosmoscope. And as you pass through the airlock into the Cosmoscope, you enter into what you assume to be a pretty large chamber, although it is like completely pitch black in here. Save for a pillar of light, which is illuminating what looks like a circular disc that is kind of free floating in the middle of the room, facing you. Lucas walks into the back of the room, into the darkness. You see him get out a flashlight, and you can see he's like messing with some sort of lectern back there.
Time for scary stories.
And he says, "This is the tale of the old sailor's mummy." No, he flips some switches on this lectern, and you see an image pop up on this disc. And it looks like the lab that you are currently standing in, as seen from above, from outside of the lab. And he says, "Okay, I'm about to get into some pretty heady concepts. I'm probably going to blow your whole mind and just kind of reshape the way that you think about existence and stuff. So if it ever gets to be too much or you have any questions, please feel free to stop me, okay?"
Okay, wait, stop. You blow my mind.
Okay. Boy, this is going to take forever, I bet. Let's take this slow. My whole life, I have been obsessed with the concepts of taxonomy and hierarchy. That for everything that exists, there's always a bigger thing that contains it.
There's always someone cooler than you, right?
That's one way of putting it. Yeah, and so there's always a bigger thing that it has a bigger thing that contains it, and so on and so forth, repeated on to just an inconceivable degree.
Turtles all the way down.
Turtles all the way down. Turtles all the way up. Bigger turtles. So he points to this disc in the room, in the middle of the room. He says, "Okay, so this is my lab. We could go way deeper on like the micro scale to like elementary particles and stuff like that. But for the lightweight version of this demonstration, let's start here. Here's my lab."
Got it.
And he holds out 2 index fingers and does like an iPhone pinches them together, and the image pans out. You see it zoom out, and now you can see the Stillwater Sea underneath his lab. He goes, "Okay, so here it is floating over the Stillwater Sea." And he pinches the screen again, and he said, "Okay, and here's that sea in relation to the neighboring land masses. And here's the whole continent, Faerun. And here's our whole world, Ibir Tirol."
How'd you do that?
Just bear with me. You're going to go way, way further.
What?
Here's our solar system.
Huh?
Here's the local interstellar cloud, the local bubble, the local arm, the galaxy. And as he's doing this, like, you are seeing all just like the entire galaxy, the spiraling, and it's beautiful. You've never seen anything quite like it. And he goes, "And here's the local group." Oh, okay. I want to actually ask you guys about that here in a minute, but here's the local group, the local cluster, local super cluster, and so on and so forth until here. And
it's all just a collar on a cat.
He says, "This is the observable universe. This is everything we know, every place we've ever been, every person we've ever met, every place anyone's ever been, is in here. But more importantly, so are the immutable rules that govern the people, places, and things inside of this universe. Things like gravity and thermodynamics and arcane interactions. And all that stuff, all that matter and energy and the rules that govern it comprise this, our universe. You guys are just a handful of people who have ever seen the observable universe before, so it's pretty cool, right?"
Way into it.
Yeah. Yeah, is there like a guest book we need to sign, or?
Hey, listen. Listen. What if
Joe Zabadoo?
Listen, what if I was to take one step past what you've shown me here?
Taco, can I say something?
What's up?
You have just made me very, very happy. He walks to the back of the room again.
And also, just to clarify, horny. Right? We're trying to circle back. And also, you have a deep
It all
desire to
ties together.
get a lot of money.
You've made me very horny, he says, and he flips a switch on that lectern, and the whole room lights up, and the disc in the middle you can see that you were just looking at is made of some sort of dark bluish green material in a perfect circle with some silvery trim all around it. And this disc is levitating, but you realize as the lights go up, this room is filled with these discs, and they're all arrayed in orbit around this central disc in rings around it. And there's 10 other of these discs in the room, and they're all different colors: bright reds and oranges and greens and blues and whites, and they're all displaying a wide array of scenes of impossible things. You look into this red disc. Well, you see it like a world that looks kind of like the world if the world was made completely out of lava and fire. And then there's a blue disc where it's just a giant ocean, a world made of water and ice. You see a world where millions of these living lights just float weightlessly through the air, and worlds where oceans of magical energy wash up on shores made of these brilliant white sands. You see these things that
there's
are
a name for that one. It's Ibiza.
you see
a world where everything's the same except everybody's got mustaches.
You see, well, no, that's not one of them, but you see all of these like incredible worlds, and you don't know where to look. And Lucas says,
I would look at Buffett Planet back there, a couple planets back.
Yeah. Lucas says, Taco, to answer your question, this is the next thing that's bigger. This is our planar system. This disc that you see that represents our observable universe, this is actually our plane. This is the prime material plane. We're smack dab in the middle of the planar universe. And each of these are different planes of existence. And they each produce unique energies, and they share these energies. They inform the material and physical makeup of each other. Some connections, they each have connections. Some are more tenuous than others, but these make up the real existence. Each plane having its own sort of energies and rules. This is what's bigger than the universe.
Okay.
And then what's bigger than that?
Good question.
Thank you.
Good question, I think.
Well, let's start with this. There are 6 building block planes, right? There's and these, he points to these discs that are on like the outermost ring away from the prime material plane disc that's in the middle of the room. And he goes, so you got your elemental planes: fire, air, water, earth. And then you got the planes of light and shadow. No, Taco, certainly you probably know a little bit about these during your studies at Wizard U.
Yeah, I've gotten balls deep in some of those other planes.
I think he's got a secret room in one of them.
When I use Blink, I get all up into those other planes.
Yeah, that's right. When you use Blink, you end up in the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
And you
didn't
see
list that amongst your planes.
Well, there's more. I'm going to run through them, but if you actually look, you can actually see underneath the disc that you were looking at first, where you're like looking at your own universe. You actually see another disc underneath it, and he's like, that one is the ethereal plane, and it's kind of like a filter. It's like where the raw energies of the rest of the planes are kind of filtered into the prime material plane, so it's not just like everything's on fire or drowning all the time. So yeah, anyway, that's the 7th. And then we got the planes that sort of inform the energies of life itself, like the plane of magic, where magic energy is born. And then on the opposite end of that, you see there's the plane of thought, which is the source of logic and reason and emotion.
So the boring one.
Well, as you actually look into the plane of thought, which is this deep green emerald mirror, you see similar scenes to the things that you saw in the compact, Magnus. You see a large, wide gray road with a bunch of vehicles just sort of sitting stuck on it.
Metal dragons.
You see, you see scenes like you saw in the compact.
So this plane is where all the creativity and energy for this world comes from, the creation.
It's like where the home of like logical thought is. That's why I call it the plane of thought.
Show me Donald Trump.
He says, I don't know quite who that is. Although the fact that you guys make so many references to this world makes me think you have to have spent some time there at some point.
I have a little house there.
I can't tell if you're joking, which is like kind of par for the course. Anyway, there's the other higher planes. There's the celestial plane, which is inhabited by the beings that I guess some people would consider deities.
There's the meat plane, the vegetable plane, the dairy plane, right? The breads plane.
Soluble fats plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you only want to visit that one sometimes.
The plane that's not very exciting.
Yeah,
I've been working on an updated version.
Plane that's just full of planes.
And the plane with all these planes in the plane.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that.
I've been working on a new version of the food pyramid to kind of educate the people of Faerun, but it's kind of like a cube, and it's for people who like to party.
It sounds. Listen, I gotta be honest. From me to you, that sounds dope as hell.
And then the prime material plane, the ethereal plane, you know about those, and then the astral plane, which is where our unconscious forms or our souls retire when we die here in the prime material plane.
Is Merle's arm there?
Wait a minute. That goes completely against my theology.
Yeah.
Well,
is there a Pan plane?
Please respect his beliefs.
Well, Pan probably kicks it in the celestial plane. You actually, as he was talking about the astral plane, you realize that he's talked about 12 different planes, but there's only 11 in the room. And he says, the astral plane. So anyway, let me explain. Crystals, certain types of gemstones, if grown into a perfect circle, they can't be cut. If you cut it, it doesn't work. If they have to be naturally grown in a perfect circle, resonate with the different planes of existence, with the 12 planes that form our planar system, right?
Well, everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's 101.
Yeah. Literally nobody outside of this family knows that.
I knew it.
I knew it.
Yeah, we knew it. We talked about it yesterday. You remember that, Merle?
Yeah. When I wasn't speaking to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, listen, little man. These guys are just being braggadocious. Don't let them rattle your chain. Go ahead with what you were saying. I'm loving all this. Lay it down.
So anyway, my great grandfather found a crystal just like that, and it was a perfect emerald disc that had just grown like that naturally in nature, and through that he was able to see into the plane of thought, and using that, we may have gained a little bit of inspiration for our inventions here in the prime material plane. Kind of cheating, I guess, if you want to call it that. Yeah.
Is it possible that through tampering and connecting with these planes that you might have gotten the attention of something that we shouldn't have?
Definitely not.
That really, that kind of feels like what's going on here.
Can you guys give me a minute? Sorry. One sec.
He's gonna go right. He's gotta go write a new story.
Yeah, he's like, no. Give me 20 minutes.
It's like when the producers of Lost pretended that it wasn't about purgatory the whole time.
It was.
It was.
It
was about purgatory.
It was about purgatory the whole time.
Oh, I thought it was inside like a snow globe thing, and it was like.
Here's the thing, Dad. The tricky thing is, even when it wasn't about purgatory, it was, because that's how purgatory works.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, I'm back. Sorry. So yeah, my family, we've sort of led the industrial revolution in this world for generations now because of that mirror, and so because of that, my mother Maureen started to sort of come up with this idea of how we could create other mirrors into other worlds, but it's really hard to do, because you can't, like I said, you can't cut these gemstones to create these
Well, if it was easy,
mirrors.
Everyone would do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Everybody would have their own extra planar sort of telescope situation. Killian's actually getting a little short-tempered about all this. She's like, can you please just explain why you use the Grand Relic to do all this stuff? Because this is cool.
He was trying to grow another mirror for the ethereal plane.
Okay, yeah, that's why I assume. I was just kind of hoping to get to the point.
Read between the lines, Killian.
He says, okay, so
she's not seeing anybody. Your mom is not dating or anything, right?
Yikes. Okay, no,
maybe carbon dating.
Is she a plant? That's his thing.
I mean, my mother was very, very much a botanist. She sort of helped.
Mm-hmm. Did your mom die, or did she disappear one day?
She passed away. Unfortunately,
passed away into another plane.
Well, yeah, into the astral plane because that's where you go. Anyway, I used the Philosopher's Stone to transmogrify just pools of water into these different mirrors. And it took me some experimenting. I had to figure out like which gemstones correspond to which planes. Man, I made so many gemstones. But the result is I created these 12. I was working. He flicks another switch on the lectern, and the discs start to sort of rotate around the central one, like they're moving like planets in orbit. He was like, I was trying to get their trajectories right, and I accidentally broke the astral mirror, so I got to grow a new one of those. Although
smooth move, X-Lax.
I very much doubt that you guys are going to let me keep playing around with that Philosopher's Stone. So I guess I'm just going to have to cut my losses there.
Well, but then again, I get it when you want the complete set and you don't have, and you're like one away,
exactly.
you know?
So, anyway.
It's like NASCAR plates.
Yeah, I'm a collector too, man. I get it.
This is what I was working on. This is what I was using the Philosopher's Stone for, is to create the Cosmoscope, which I could use to see the whole planar system. And, Burl, you asked a very important question earlier that I would also like to circle back to.
Ah, yes. What was it?
You've already forgotten. Of course, he freezes and time.
Well, you son of a
time kind of freezes. And
you're in complete control of this world, Griffin. You made that happen. Don't act like that was out of your control.
Yeah, time has kind of frozen here. The orbit of these discs has stopped. And Killian and Carrie and Noelle have just kind of stopped. And from behind you, you hear a voice ask that question, and it asks, "What's bigger than this?"
Oh, yeah.
God, if he's got a raincoat on, I am not turning around.
Oh, like a flasher in his penis.
Thank you, Travis.
I just wanted to make sure that all of our listeners, especially the younger ones, really understood what Dad was implying.
the children who listen to the podcast, Daddy.
Of course.
Children who are going to be very confused the first time they see an onion. Like, I don't know what these are supposed to be for.
You shouldn't let your kids listen to this show. Griffin literally named a character King F***Dick. And it's like, where does that even fit in? You know, I don't even... Well, I mean, I know where it fits in, but listen, I didn't mean that in the way that you thought I meant it.
Hey everybody, this is Griffin McElroy, your Dungeon Master, your best friend, your dog whisperer. Thank you for listening to episode 35 of The Adventure Zone. What turned out to be an extremely exposition-heavy episode, sometimes that just happens. We're trying to build bridges, trying to set some groundwork. Got a lot to talk about in this week's commercial break, so let's get right into it. We got a couple sponsors this week on The Adventure Zone. I want to tell you all about Squarespace. If you've ever listened to podcasts, then you probably know all about Squarespace. They are a platform that you can use to design a really good-looking website without having to know anything about making websites, without having to spend much time doing it. It makes it really easy to make really gorgeous websites. Travis used it actually to make McElroyShows.com, which I might as well plug here as well, where we track all of the different podcasts we're doing. We're doing a ton of different podcasts between like hosting and editing and producing, and Travis made McElroyShows.com to show everybody what we're doing, and you use Squarespace to do it. They got easy-to-use tools, they got templates, they got everything you need to showcase every detail of what drives you. So you can start your free trial today. Just visit squarespace.com/adventure, because you should Squarespace. I was supposed to do an ellipses in there. I think I did a proper amount of pausing. The Adventure Zone is also supported in part this week by Loot Pets. It's like Loot Crate, but for your pets. It is a monthly subscription mystery crate, and it's for your pets and the people that love your pets. Delivering fun and hard-to-find apparel, accessories, toys, treats, and more. For under $20 a month, you'll get 6 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, and more stuff that you never even knew existed for your little poocher. They're celebrating the release of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice with some of the greatest rivalries in pop culture. This March's theme is called Versus. They got exclusives that you can wear, display, and use in addition to their monthly t-shirt and their monthly loot pin. Treat your pet right. Treat your dog so right. You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to subscribe and receive that month's crate. Just go to lootcrate.com/adventure and enter the code ADVENTURE, and you can save $3 off any new subscription. How about that? How about that? Got a personal message here. If you want to get a personal message for yourself or your small business on the show, just go to MaximumFun.org/Jumbotron. It's the easiest thing in the world. You can find all the instructions on how to do that there. This one is for Michael Burkarski, and it's from Clara, a.k.a. Her Excellency Lady Pants. Clara, a.k.a. her most excellent Lady Pants, says, I just spent too much money. Well, I will be to each their own. I just spent too much money to be the first one of us to make a McElroy say something on our behalf. I think I win at friendship. And I guess friendship is now a sport about being the fastest to pay a podcaster to say things. Also, going to super fancy Japanese restaurants. We should do that again. P.S. I win. Yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy about being, I guess, the scoreboard for this bold new sport, but I like the direction that it's going in, and I would love to be a sponsor of your Make Podcasters Say Shit team. And one final message. This one is actually a call to action to go give a read to a new book. It's called The Cogs of Alasura. That's Alusura by Sidney Lotto, which is available now on the Amazon Kindle for $3.99. $3.99. What is this book, you ask? Well, I'm about to tell you. Calm down. The Cogs of Alasura is a steampunk adventure following the exploits of Eleanor and Simon Brader. As they hunt down their former teammates who murdered their king, they discover a dark secret that will shake their country to the core and push their very marriage to the brink. Along the way, they must fend off hordes of ferocious elemental fungus monsters that prowl the night and feed on those who leave the safety of Alasura's walled cities. Just search Terra Finite, TerraFinite, for links to the Facebook page. This is good if you listen to our bonus episode, which is very steampunky, and you got that flavor in your mouth and you want more of it. Go here. Go check out the Cogs of Alasura. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just jot down ferocious elemental fungus monsters to steal that for a later episode of the Adventure Zone. Thank you very much. So, this is very, very important. Starting next week, the Max Fun Drive, the 2016 Max Fun Drive, kicks off, and it runs for 2 weeks. If you listened to the show last year, you know all about the Max Fun Drive. We are a part of the Maximum Fun Network. We are happy to be a part of it. Us, with my brother and me, and the other shows that we've been doing, we've been on the network for forever now, and we absolutely love it. It is a donor-funded, supported network. Every year we do bonus content, we do special episodes, we have exclusive gifts for new and upgrading members who donate to help support us, and keep us going and allow us to spend more and more time and resources on doing these podcasts. And that starts next week, next Monday on March 14th, and it runs for 2 weeks. So if you are a donor to the Maximum Fun Network, or you become a donor during this drive, you will get access to all of the bonus content that the Adventure Zone has ever done, including all of the bonus content that all of the shows on the Maximum Fun Network has ever done. It is tons and tons and tons of content, and that includes a new bonus episode that we did special just for this Max Fun Drive, where Travis was the dungeon master of a whole new game, whole new world, new characters, new everything. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. It was really, really fun. We're trying to figure out a way to do more of it as an incentive for the Max Fun Drive that we would give out to donors. But yeah, it was really, really fun. And if you want to hear it, you can become a donor and you can help support us, and you'll get all kinds of pledge gifts. So that's sort of our incentive for donating. During the pledge drive, we are going to put out an episode for 2 concurrent weeks. So we are actually not skipping next week. We're going to have a new episode next week. However, we are actually going to do the Adventure Zone, a dumb, bad joke that we joked about, where we would do sort of a Talking Dead style discussion of the game and the story, and we would answer questions and sort of address fan theories and all that stuff. So to sort of bridge the gap between weeks, or between bye weeks, I guess, between fortnights, we are going to have an episode up next Thursday where we do the Adventure Zone. If you have a question that you want to get on the show that you want us to talk about D&D, or about this campaign, just go ahead and send that to adventurezonecast@gmail.com, and we'll probably end up talking about it. I have no idea how this episode's going to go, but we definitely wanted to do something for concurrent weeks, and so we are doing the Adventure Zone, and I'm really excited about it. And of course, we'll have more details on how you can help support us and support the network next week during the Max Fun Drive. I want to thank everybody who's been tweeting about the show using the Zonecast hashtag. If you tweet using that hashtag, you might end up as a character on this show, like the many characters that have ended up in this arc. There were no new ones in this episode, if I can remember correctly. But yeah, we're probably got a couple more episodes in this arc, and then we're going to move on to the next one, and that's always a big opportunity to get a bunch of new characters named after you. So go ahead and tweet about the show using the Zonecast hashtag. We really appreciate you spreading the word too. This has gone on for roughly forever. Our next episode will be the Adventure Zone. And that's going to go up next Thursday, March 17th. And then we'll have another episode up back to more regular programming on Thursday, March 24th. So, hey, see you next week. I'll do a recap of what happened before we started talking about dicks. You hear a voice from behind you say, "What's bigger than this?"
I turn around. No, Magnus turns around. Which one am I? I'm lost within myself.
I don't know. Nobody does character voices except me. So
I turn around.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would he say that aloud?
I turn around too.
I'm turning around. We're all turning.
As you all say that you're turning around, as you turn around
out loud,
you see a floating figure in a bright red robe.
I attack it.
Yeah, I blast it with magic missile.
Okay. Magnus, roll your dice.
15 plus 7, 22.
Okay, he's incorporeal, and your axe passes right through him.
I attack again. I get 2 attacks per turn. 14 plus 7, 21.
Your second attack hits. And
what?
No, it doesn't. He's incorporeal. It passes right through him. And Taco,
but does he seem miffed?
Nope. Taco, you're magic missiling him?
No, I mean, it depends. Did I know he was incorporeal before, or did I watch Travis attack first? If I watched Magnus attack first, I probably didn't blast it with magic missile.
Okay, then
Magnus steps into the place where he is and like kind of blends in with him and goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm in a red robe."
He phases.
Now I do use magic missile.
He phases sort of upwards, so he's floating above you. Okay, excuse me. Sup? No.
ASMR.
I spoke to you about the hunger of all living things.
When?
When was that?
The last time he fucking saw you. Remember a thing. Remember anything.
No, that was in character, Griffin. That was Magnus.
Oh.
The last one in the office building.
With Bane. With Captain Bane.
Yeah, he tried to poison you.
He tried to poison us?
Okay, so a lot of things went unnoticed.
I'm not remembering. That one is by me.
Well, take it on credit. I warned you about the hunger of all living things.
He motions to all of the different planes, and he says,
"This is the power it seeks. The power of creation itself.
Got it.
A billion lives have been devoured by this hunger in pursuit of its power."
A billion?
Yes.
That's a lot.
It sure is.
He waves a hand, and there's a crate sort of in the back of the room by the lectern. It actually kind of looks like a trash bin. And as he motions towards it, it tips over, and some small gemstone discs crash out of it. And one of them, you can see, is it's a very dark disc, kind of like black, but you can see definite like flecks of red and green and blue color in this black disc. And this disc begins to shake, and this horrifying black cloud sort of emerges out of it, and it slowly creeps towards these discs that are floating in the room, and one by one just consumes them. And as each disc is consumed, you hear like screaming voices coming from it.
Whoa! Hey,
it is an absolutely terrifying scene, and it consumes the prime material plane, and you feel kind of sick watching it. And after it has consumed all of them, this red-robed figure snaps his fingers, and the cloud disappears. This vision kind of leaves you, and he says,
"There's no more running. There's no escape. This world is life's last chance.
Who are you?
It's not time for me to tell you that yet.
What time will you tell me?
In like 10 episodes.
Okay, I'll put it in my calendar.
He says,
You three are the only... Taco, where did you find that umbrella?
Yeah, I took it off this dead thug with a red robe. This dead guy. He had a red robe.
He was totes dead.
He was dead, though.
You just killed him.
Listen, I didn't
Did we kill
him?
him? Or?
No.
Okay.
He was long dead.
We would.
this
no problem.
He's starting to
No problem here.
He's starting to shudder. There's red electricity kind of crackling through him. And he says, "What? Wait, you found her?"
I'm gonna step a little bit away from
It was a
Taka.
lady?
As he shouts that, he bursts into flames and disappears.
Dag.
Wow.
And the lights come back on, and Lucas says, "What's bigger than this?"
And we turn around and he's got his penis out.
Listen, we've been through a few things just now. Todd, it doesn't matter. Go ahead with your little presentation. I think we're all getting a big kick out of it. Hey, by the way, I meant to tell you this is a great PowerPoint.
Thanks.
A lot of people forget to give props for PowerPoints.
Thanks.
Great ones.
It's not as easy as it looks.
Thanks.
Not as easy as it looks. There's a lot of aesthetic
Yeah,
decisions
I worked.
that were made.
I like the fonts.
I worked really hard on it. There's some good clip art, like free fair use clip art.
Hey, it's me, Clippy. I see you're trying to explain the planar system. Might I recommend Comic Sans?
Noelle has her little satellite dish scanner thing out, and it's glowing green. And she says, "Well, that's weird.
I sense green.
I had my scanner on before when I scanned that crystal monster, and I'm picking up some. It says it's one of you guys isn't a lich, are you?
A what?
A lich?
I'm not.
No, not to my knowledge.
No.
I guess,
But I have a couple of liches that are friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got lich
They're cool.
friend.
They're good. They're good people.
I guess my scanner's on the fritz. I'll have to.
You're sensing a lich?
Yeah, I picked up on a lich being in the room.
And a lich,
Like
a
somebody's
lich,
a lecher? I don't.
a lich is like a undead.
You can make an Arcana check, and I can tell you exactly what a lich is.
All right. Yeah, rolling. I forgot about that. Okay, that's not going to do it. That's a 4 plus 0.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. You have.
All right, I'll make one with my plant arm. 15.
Nice.
Merle, between your sort of backgrounds in religion and Arcana, you know that a lich is sort of this embodiment of a very powerful magic user who sort of combines their essence, their like life energy with their magical energy, and sort of transcends their physical form. Technically, it's like an undead. Imagine like a ghost made out of magic. But that a magic user has to kind of willfully do that. Although,
Like David Blaine.
kind of, yeah. Except that what's interesting is that most liches, when a magic user does this, it's like way too ambitious a thing, and they can't really control that energy. And most liches are just like insane. Like they have no control over themselves. They're just like hyper violent, hyper evil embodiments of like raw magical energy. They are not usually well spoken beings. And Lucas also says, well, that's weird. What do you guys knock over by rubbish bin? I had some things here that I was, these are some mirrors that like didn't end up being anything. What do you guys like come over and kick this over?
No, that does sound like us. But
Sounds like
no.
something we would do.
No,
if we
we
thought there was
really,
something-
and when we're staying at somebody's place, we take really good care of it.
Yeah.
So
I don't-
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Not us.
This is going to be my final plea for everybody on the show to use character voices. I would do anything to make it more sonically pleasurable for our listeners.
Let me try it again. No, it wasn't me. No, I didn't do it. Nope. We're very careful about places.
It was me.
I can't. No, I'm not going to play with you, little kid.
You guys could like essentially swap right now if you wanted to.
Oh, that's easy. I'll just talk like I always talk because that means I don't have to do character voice from Travis or Dad ever.
So the mirror on the floor that you actually the black mirror that you saw that cloud come out of, from where you're standing, fairly far away, you actually see some like faint white moving shapes in it.
I get closer to it.
Okay. As standing over it, you can actually see what look like white eyes looking back at you through this black mirror. And as they sort of make eye contact with you, these eyes quickly shut and disappear.
I pick it up.
Okay.
Hey, Lucas?
Yeah, what's up?
Can I have this?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of value. I mean, it's ethically unsound. You're not going to
Lucas?
You're not going to sell it, right?
No.
So that one's made out. Let me see. That one's made out of black opal, which is, I mean, it's inert. It doesn't resonate with any planes. But yeah, I guess if you want to keep it, you can hold on to that if you want.
I do.
Okay.
And I chop his arm off.
That's just going to be just when you least expect it.
Well, I don't want his arm to turn into a black disc with little white flecks in it.
It's cool. It's cool. Nothing's happening.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. All these things, all these crystals and stuff aren't spreading around. This room is not. Also, I should have mentioned earlier, it's not crystallized with the pink tourmaline. He says, "Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's what I've been up to. So, let's.
The spirit. Sorry, Lucas. Real quick. 1 second. The spirit that we encountered talked about seeing beyond the plane. What?
Oh, nice one. Good one.
Yeah, there was a thing. Yeah, because we know so much. There was a thing that like inhabited the golems that we've been fighting and that kind of stuff that sang to us about seeing beyond the plane and their crystal kingdom. And it really feels like this planar stuff might have something to do with that.
That's it.
We're sorry we didn't tell you before, Lucas.
Are you Nixon. Richard Nixon?
Is that okay? Is that good?
Yeah, it's fun.
You can't just do any voice.
You just told me to do a character voice.
Rich Little plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, mommy.
You know what? You want a fucking tour of American history? Just do one character voice to do it.
Well, you're doing a different character voice. Your Barry White
my
voice.
Throat hurts. And again, that's 2 to your 0 voices.
Well, you're using up all the character voice.
He says he has no idea what you're talking about. What songs? What are you talking about?
It goes like, here in my crystal kingdom, there is a castle on a cloud.
I've been accused.
I'd like to go there in my dreams, here in my crystal kingdom. That was Magnus singing in character voice.
Yeah. I mean, the song is basically a mashup of that and the forest music from the Super Mario RPG. I've realized now in post. We should probably get a move on because I think we're down to about 50 minutes now. And, yeah, we should really get scooting.
Okay. Quick 20-minute nap.
Hey, man, that'll be groovy. Let's go.
Let's go, Sammy Davis Jr. As a gnome, as a dwarf.
Wait, so am I Jerry Lewis? Hold on.
Okay.
We got Dean Martin. We've got Sammy Davis Jr.
I'm out the door,
Okay.
so I can't hear this.
So back in the sort of central hub room of this floor, Lucas walks over to the central pillar, and it's got one of those like red hand lock things on it, and he puts his hand on it, and it makes a bing bong noise, and you hear an elevator sort of moving up to come to your level, and he says, okay, are you guys ready to go down to the lower level? You guys ready to stop this thing?
What is down there?
One of my robots just attacked me. I don't know. I think we can stop him, but I think...
Oh, cool. Robots.
Yeah,
Let's do
I
it.
believe in the power of our friendship and teamwork that we can all do it.
Yeah, well, maybe.
And
Hell yeah.
Carrie and Killian actually draw their weapons. And they say, and Killian says, Lucas, the only place that you're going is the Pokey. We've
What timing?
we received orders we had to figure out what he was doing. Do you not remember our orders from the director?
I do, but you couldn't wait until after he helped us stop the thing.
I'm not going to let him get anywhere near the Philosopher's Stone. I don't trust this dude as far as I can.
So what are you going to do with him right now?
I'm going to take him, we're going to extract him, and we're going to fucking lock him in prison probably forever.
And you're just going to leave us here to deal with this shit.
You guys can handle it. You're reclaimers. We can't do it. If we get too close to the thing, it might end up tempting us. It'll definitely tempt this motherfucker. We're taking this guy to jail.
I appreciate less help.
Carrie-
Thank you so much,
Killian
Killian.
is getting kind of aggro, and Carrie's like trying to sort of, okay, guys, listen. We got to take him away. We got to take him out. And Lucas is like, Merle, Magnus, Taco, come on, help me out. I can help you guys stop this thing.
All right, here's the deal. Killian, Carrie, take him back to the lab. Lock yourselves in where we just were. Lock yourselves in. Leave his necklace on him. If he helps us get through this through communication, Lucas, if you help, I will plead your case. I will say that you were cooperative, that
We
you
don't
went
have
easily.
like a court. This guy used a Grand Relic, and he knew not to do that. That's it. This
Are
like
you saying this out loud, or are you saying this like in character?
yeah, that's Killian's voice. I know it's confusing.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, well, good plan, Magnus, but it sounds like she just blew up your spot. Way to play along, Killian. Real smooth.
Yeah,
I don't tell you.
super
Hey,
cool.
I don't tell you guys how to recover relics. You don't tell me how to regulate.
You actually have done that before.
You've so said many times
well,
that
I can remember
precisely.
Okay,
Six
the
times.
first time we met, yes, I explicitly told you how to recover relics, but you weren't on the payroll then. Listen, you guys are good at this. We're good at this. She points at Lucas. This is what we're good at, which is getting creeps away from destroying the fucking world.
You would be locked in a fucking frozen room if we hadn't come along.
That's
So don't sit there and
we're-
lecture me on how you know how to do your job. We're gonna get through this together. You got it?
As you're like arguing with Killian, you notice that this pool of, it looks like blue, just like a pool of the color blue is spreading out of the central elevator in this room. And then very quickly, like a sound wave, it like roars through the entirety of the room, and you feel like the lab shake a little bit. And you actually feel this wave of blue ripple underneath your feet. And then suddenly the whole room, is blue sapphire.
Abba-dee, baba-die, rawa-dee,
And then very
baba-die,
quickly, before you can sing any more of the
baba-die.
song, there's another roar and another wave, and then the room is bright green emerald. And then another wave, and it is just shimmering orange topaz. And the room just keeps like fluctuating quickly between these different colors, and it kind of feels like there's an earthquake happening as the entire lab transmutates between these different gemstones. And with each one, there's like another deafening roar. And finally, it all kind of settles on, let's say, amethyst.
What color is that?
Purple.
Purple.
And it's sort of
Did you mean to say amber?
amber. Yeah, it stops at amber. No, that's not good. We'll do amethyst.
No, that makes us look all washed out.
What color is the energy?
I mean, the energy is 311's amber, but
Okay.
Listen,
as
enough
so
of
this
the chin
yeah,
wag.
it kind of puts an end to the argument that you're having.
Killian, I'm sorry. I don't even know what we were arguing about. Friends?
Yeah, so you're gonna let us take this guy back, and you're not gonna raise a big.
Oh, no, that's what we were arguing about. Thank you. I completely forgot.
Lucas says, "Gang, listen, we don't have time for this. And I need all of you guys to make Constitution saving throws."
Not great. Yeah, mine is not great there, Ditto. I had a 4 plus 3, 7.
I rolled 18 plus 2 is 20.
Damn it!
Nice. 1 plus dick for me.
As soon as Lucas says that, you all feel the panels that are built into the wrist of your null suits that Lucas designed. You feel them very quickly heat up, and then you feel something very bad as these purple volts of electricity just kind of surround you, emanating from that panel, and paralyzing you.
Damn it.
And Taco, you just fall to the floor. You are not moving. You have been completely paralyzed as you fall to the floor. Magnus, your like head is good and your hands are good, but your arms and legs are both paralyzed. And Merle, just your legs are paralyzed as you fall to the floor. But all of you go down. Carrie and Killian go down like a sack of bricks. And right as soon as that happens, the elevator doors open. Lucas runs in, and as the doors shut behind him, he says, I am so sorry.
Well, you know what, you dickhole? Like, I was fighting for you, you ass.
And he is gone. And Killian says, I am going to absolutely murder that man.
Yeah,
I am absolutely going to kill him. Oh my God, I'm going to kill him so good.
Yeah, you and me both, Killian.
Great. Now I can't feel my legs. I'm down to one arm. One freaking arm.
Both your arms are actually pretty good.
And you can throw one of them off and still control it. You're the
one of
most...
them's a weed.
Hey guys, check it out. I all can, right? I all can, right? Oil can, like the tin can.
I think he's saying oil can.
I thought he was saying brown.
You hear crinkle tinkles.
Fuck.
They're coming from the floor. You can tell now that you're all on floor. You can tell that it's kind of reverberating through the crystal that's taken over this room. And yeah, the crinkle tinkles are building, and they're getting way louder. And you hear the beginning of a song start to play, and then through the very crystal that has encased this room, you hear another verse of the song.
Saved from the darkness by my child, locked in a cage of glass and steel, but my true love remains in exile, beckoning me to break the seal into this crystal kingdom.
I'm actually going to say the lyrics out loud because I think some folks have trouble understanding Vocaloids. Not most people like don't have an.
I don't speak Vocaloid.
Yeah, I don't have an ear for it. The voice just sang, "Saved from the darkness by my child, locked in a cage of glass and steel, but my true love remains in exile, beckoning me to break the seal into this crystal kingdom."
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Is anybody writing this shit down?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I mean, not me, but I assume somebody is.
Perhaps they could send it to us.
And as that verse wraps up, another rift opens in space. Merle, you're probably the only person that can really like get up to see this happen. And out of that rift, that white fire comes out of it. And those loose pieces of crystal shards that the golem kind of abandoned when it left this room start to self-form again. Merle, you see your arm, your poor crystallized arm sort of float into this mass and come together to form another crystal golem. This one is actually way more like slender than the other ones you've seen. It looks like weirdly like bony, almost like a crystal skeleton with these long, much longer, much sharper looking appendages. And this menacing apparition comes and stands over the five of you, all laying paralyzed on the ground. And through all of your stones of far speech, you hear a voice say, "Well, this is hardly fair."
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.
Ty is a pedantic person. I think when he pronounces these words, it's in a very show-offy way. Gyro.
Gyro.
Sacre Bleu.
Sacre Bleu.
Ayers Rock.
Uluru.
What you are witnessing is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with real cases. They call in via Skype to Judge John Hodgman's court, the real People's Court. Now I call you to Judge John Hodgman's internet court. Find it at MaximumFun.org or wherever you download podcasts.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Adventure Zone, a podcast about the rest of our podcast. We're talking about our own podcast that we make. It's kind of like Talking Dead if the creators of Walking Dead talked about their own show and how dope it was. So it's kind of a snake eating its own tail, but it's also like a snake sucking its own dick.
Griffin, I love that you're explaining this like we haven't been releasing the Adventure Zone on every off week since we started the podcast.
On the fucking deep web. Yeah, I put it up on the Big Gulp RSS feed.
Yeah, everybody's been getting it, right? Like, I've been putting a lot of work into the Adventure Zone.
It's Max Fun Drive. Should we introduce ourselves? It must be so weird for regular listeners to hear us talking with our normal voices.
Because we always do character voices, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got some surprises for you.
Oh, wow. I'm really looking forward to it. My name is Justin McElroy. I played the role of Taco.
My name is Travis McElroy, and I inhabit Magnus Burnside's
dad.
My name is Clint McElroy, and I am Merle Hyde Church.
Yep.
Church, not Tower. No.
I'm Griffin McElroy, and I play the role of fucking Clark, Gundren, Barry Blue Jeans, Yeemick, the director, Killian, Kurtz, Jenkins, Angus, Jess. Davenport, yeah, that's me. Actually, Davenport, not a lot of people know this, is the guy from Wings. Was Stephen Weber?
Stephen Weber? Travis's friend, Stephen Weber?
My dear friend, Stephen Weber?
Stephen Weber does Davenport.
Who actually knows that this show exists. I told him about it once at a party, and he was... I was about to say fascinated, but I feel like that's probably not true.
I doubt very much that information maybe stayed up in the spongy brain of Stephen Weber. I doubt that information still exists in his mind sponge.
It probably didn't get past, oh, look, they got those little weenies wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, that's probably his priorities.
Yeah, if I'm triaging information for Stephen Weber's brain, I'm tossing out the Dungeons & Dragons podcast in flavor of pork wrap pork.
So this is going to be weird. I was so excited to do the Adventure Zone because I think there's a market here for after podcast discussion shows. But typically in this type of medium, it's not the people who make the shit talking about their own shit.
Right.
Well, can I make a suggestion?
Please do.
What if we just kind of took turns asking each other questions and having some audience questions and until we hit on like a conversation nugget, and then we mined it for all it was worth.
Let's dig for that nug. I do want to talk though. It is the Max Fun Drive. That is why we're doing this midweek episode. Max Fun Drive. We are a member of the Maximum Fun organization. We have been for a very long time. We joined them with my brother and me in 2011. And we've been happily been a member for years. This network and the people who listen to it and donate to it have supported us and allowed us to branch out and do new stuff like the Adventure Zone. Like straight up, the Adventure Zone, it takes a lot of time to make, and we kind of knew it would from the beginning, and we wouldn't be able to do that if it was not for the donations and support. So like we're going to talk about the Max Fun Drive and how great it is to be a part of the network, but like this show, this thing you're listening to with your ears right now would not exist if it was not for the Maximum Fun community and the Max Fun Drive.
So just to give you a quick rundown here, we'll get more into this later, but if you'd like to give to the network, if you listen to just our show or a few shows on Max Fun. You can go to MaximumFun.org/donate. We got several different levels for you. I want to talk to you. Let me just pick one at random here. Let me tell you about the $20 a month level. If you can pledge $20 a month for the shows that you listen to on Maximum Fun, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the Max Fun Adventure Necessities Kit. That is a sort of a multi-tool, a paracord bracelet, some toilet tissue in like a travel container, and a hot cocoa mix. And you're also going to get a bandana with the original designs from your favorite podcast on the network, whichever podcast you pick.
I'm gonna assume you'll pick the Adventure Zone, and our bandana looks dope as fuck.
It's a really good bandana, but maybe most fun of all is you are going to get an archive, access to a Maximum Fun archive that has so much bonus content.
It is a fucking national treasure book of secrets dungeon of radio content.
I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say I think it's 75 hours worth of material.
It's several days.
Not just of our show. There's not 75 hours of Adventures in out here. That would be nice.
No, but there is. I'm very, very excited, and I hope that you donate so you can listen to I DM'd
previously on the Adventure Zone. This robot, there's a window in the center of its central frame. You can see what appears to be a pretty large glass cylindrical fuse, which illuminates whenever this thing talks. My name is Noel. The shards form almost a perfect dwarf shape, as if they were all targeting Merle when they flew in your direction.
Oh, that's just ridiculous. What?
These gemstones, they done hate Merle.
Lucas says, gang, listen, we don't have time for this. These purple volts of electricity surround you, emanating from that panel and paralyzing you. And as the doors shut behind him, he says, I am so sorry. And those loose pieces of crystal shards start to self-form. Merle, you see your arm, your poor crystallized arm sort of float into this mass and come together to form another crystal golem.
Are you ready for the greatest adventure of all? By which I mean donating to Max Fun Drive? Make it rain on the Adventure Zone!
Folks, you've been coming to our inn for a long time. You've been gathering around the old fireplace as four bards spin you a yarn of treasure and excitement and adventure and danger and peril and sexuality. And you just left the inn without... You storied and dashed. And the buck stops here. This is where the buck stops. It's Max Fun Drive time.
The balloon stops here. Is it a buck like a deer, or is it a buck like a dollar?
Dollar.
Are you sure? Oh, yeah. You were there when he said it.
Yeah.
Because you're old, see?
Justin, what is the Max Fun Drive? Tell me all about it, please.
Maximum Fun is a podcast network full of great shows and great people. A lot of podcasts are utter garbage, but not ours, mostly. And you could support us making more of them and continuing to make them and making the ones we make better by donating to the network. Anything you can donate helps. We have levels from $5 a month all the way up to $200 a month, although they would probably let you donate more if you wanted to.
I would. The top limit is infinity. If you want to dump
the top limit is you buy that shit out from underneath Jesse Thorne and you rename it the Maximum Dave Network, and you just do it. You just do the damn thing. You cancel all the shows.
All the Dave you can handle. We're going to be talking all about that throughout this episode. I think we should start doing adventure though. First, Justin, I just want to ask: are you lonely? Because I got you, Dad.
Are you kidding me? This is the very first time that I have recorded the Adventure Zone without Dad in eyesight. So it's like,
I stole you, Dad.
So it's like only the fourth or fifth time I've been able to record this show in the nude, in the buff.
Is it also nice to do it without fear of Dad spilling drinks all over your setup?
This motherfucker, he's got a fucking full glass of cherry wine right next to my brand new MIDI keyboard. That shit is precarious.
He actually hired a itinerant young man, to sit in my chair across from me with a 64-ounce Coke Zero that he bought at the Speedway.
That's what I like about Dad. He's a job creator.
Dad's a job creator. He's being paid a very fair wage. He's just kind of a journeyman who goes from podcast to podcast.
Ruining MIDI keyboards.
Ruining keyboards and just dumping out shit on things.
We got to be done, by the way, in the next hour and 40 minutes, because this is not a joke. Dad and I are going to get a couple's nose wax over at Finley's Barbershop.
Yeah.
At 2 p.m. local time.
Ugh. Thanks for returning my dad to me in a much better state.
Daddy, I've got all my notes on my computer, so don't look over here and cheat.
Oh, I won't.
So when last we left you guys off, you had been paralyzed by Lucas's trap set in your null suits. Merle, you are just legs paralyzed. The rest of your body's good to go. Magnus, you have control of like your head. You can talk and do stuff, and you have control of your hands, but you can't really move your arms or legs. You're supine. Taco, you are just totally down for the count. And it looks like Carrie and Killian are as well. And the Crystal Golem, seeing you in this sad state, has said, well, this is going to be a lot easier than I thought. Man, it's going to be weird doing these accents with you right in my grill.
Wait a minute. Those voices have all been you? Oh, wow. I'm really looking past the kimono.
That's not what you don't look past you appreciate the kimono. Well, you don't ignore it.
It looks good. Listen, it's better than Justin sitting there in the nude. You look good in that.
So yes, that was where we left you last time. You're lying naked on the floor. You're not naked. You're in null suits. And the Crystal Golem is he hasn't just outright attacked you since finding you in this vulnerable position. He actually walks over to Carrie and Killian and kind of eyes them over. And as he looks them over, he waves one of his long crystalline spear-like arms, and what looks like a book, a large tome made of light, appears in front of him. And
you leave them alone, you big stone bully.
He pays that you no mind to your shitty George McFly impression.
Thank you. Thank you for catching that. A lesser DM wouldn't have gotten the reference.
And he's flipping through this tome.
No, Biff. You leave her alone.
Just keep workshopping it. We got all the time in the world.
This is a safe space for you to. I mean, God knows that I've spent the past 2 years just sort of mastering my shit. I don't want to bust out my George McFly because now I just embarrass you. But
you want me to bust out my Doc Brown?
Yes, I would like that very much.
Okay, Marty.
Well, do it. Yeah, make sure.
No, that's your Bernie Sanders. Do your Doc Brown.
Getting political.
Can you do your Reverend Jim now, Dad?
What does a yellow light mean?
That one actually was a badass Bernie Sanders. If you had just done him one to the left.
Oh, wow.
Now, can you do your Drew Blank from Toonstruck, the FMV game?
Yep. Boy, I sure like being in Toonstruck.
Really good.
Give me the lead angel in Angels in the Outfield, please.
A little bit more to the left because he pulls to right field.
Is he getting younger as you go forward?
He is, yeah. Everyone knows Christopher Lloyd has Benjamin Buttons, but it's real slow. Oh boy. Going at a snail's pace.
Just super quick aside, I was gonna Google more Christopher Walk, whoever that thug is.
Lloyd? I just said his name.
But when I type Chris, my Google auto completed to Chris Gaines. So that's the kind of life I'm living.
All right, so this Crystal Golem is looking through some sort of book made out of light, and it's flipping through it and sort of looking at Carrie and Killian as it goes, and then it slams the book shut and it disappears just as quickly as it appeared, and he says, well, it looks like you two aren't on the naughty list, so it looks like it's just the three of you on a one-way trip back to the astral plane.
What?
What?
And this golem actually looks at Noel, the robot, and goes, "Oh, hold on." And the book reappears, and he flips through it, and he goes, "Oh, make that the 4 of you."
Mr. Cockney Gollum, I feel like maybe you have us mistaken for somebody else. Let me do my voice. Maybe you have us mistaken for we're from this plane.
Is that right? Have I got it twisted?
Yeah.
This is the first time that one of my bounties has told me something like this. So I trust you. I believe you. You guys are free to go. Don't even worry about it.
You're being insincere.
No. If you say so. There's no way you'd be fibbing about this.
Wait, you said what's the bounty? Who are you looking for?
In this particular laboratory, I am looking for a number of people. There's a lot of action to be had here tonight.
Okay.
Hey, Griffin, am I probably unable to talk? Or
you can talk, but it's like strained and hilarious.
Okay, great. Oh, no pressure though.
You can talk. You can talk. Just don't move your mouth or your face muscles or your tongue.
Okay, sounds good. I don't have anything to say.
I know. I say we let him go.
He says, "All right, we don't have to drag this out. Let's not make this any worse than it needs to be. Let's roll initiative." He says.
Oh.
Here you go.
I rolled a 10, Griffin.
What's your initiative?
No, I rolled an 8 with a +2 initiative.
Okay, Daddy.
Hold on.
You have +2 and you can roll twice.
17.
Okay.
14, but I can't do shit.
The first in the order is actually the golem, who, thank you, who reaches over with his left arm. He's got these 2 long crystalline spear arms. He's actually going to reach over with his right arm, and he hits it against his left arm to break a little piece of it off. And then suddenly that piece is floating in the air, sort of right next to him. So he has this little shard of himself floating next to himself.
He sharded!
I'm going to get sharded.
Gross.
Sometimes I would think that Dad fake laughed at jokes like this, but now that we're face to face, I can really.
Listen, I know my audience, Griffin. I know what I'm doing.
I can't believe you record like this. This is so intimate. I can't believe you guys record like this every fortnight.
With Dad sitting in your lap?
2 mics, 1 heart. All right. So he's going to, after breaking a piece of himself off, he looks down and says, "Oh, which one do you use, Merle? Oh, yeah, you, short one." And he's going to attack you with his spear arm. And he rolls a 5 +7 is a 12. He misses. Oh man, that's embarrassing. You're laying perfectly still. I'm usually better than this. I apologize. I've got performance anxiety. You know how it is.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure you did the best you could.
It is your turn, Merle. You have control of your top half of your body. Because your hand was not paralyzed, you didn't drop any of your stuff. So you still have your access to your Warhammer, Battle Wrench, Little Choppy, and the Extreme Teen Bible.
Does he, is he the one that has my arm attached to him?
It's inside of him somewhere. He's not using your arm as his arm because it would be little and like a baby's arm. But yeah, it's definitely in there somewhere.
Wonder if there'd be any chance I could still control it from where I am? Probably not.
Based
no,
on
I don't know.
what?
I really want to make that work for you narratively speaking, but it is now just it's a piece of crystal in the shape of your
Because if I could
arm.
make him give the finger with my arm, I don't know.
I mean, we can retcon it and say you were giving the finger as your arm was being crystallized, so it's permanently giving you a cold one between the shoulder blades.
Griffin, we're already halfway through the illustrations on that episode for our cartoon series. I don't know if it's. I think it's too late to change it.
I think I might cast Dispel Magic.
Yes, please.
Is that something you can cast?
Yeah, I have Dispel Magic. Now, is what is holding us in place magic?
Yes. Yeah, it stemmed from magic. It was a magical electrical trap set in the null suits.
Well, then I might try to cast Dispel Magic on Taco.
Okay, yeah.
See if I can free him.
Because you can only target one magical effect in range, or one magical creature or effect.
Okay.
Roll it, and then we'll say the DC is 13.
All right, at 7.
Plus your spellcasting modifier is 6.
It's 13.
13, yeah. So, okay, Taco, you are... you feel this paralysis, a bolt of purple energy sort of darts away from your body and shoots off some...
Shouldn't I yell something out?
Well, don't yell something, because this is an audio medium, but if you want to say something neat...
Shabadoo! Shabadoo. That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
Hey, can you, Griffin, I'm not there. Can you glower at Dad?
You know that's exactly
he
what
already
I'm doing.
did. Oh, genetics is such an incredible thing.
Everybody fucking... Adam Sandler High Church, everybody. But yeah, as Taco, you feel yourself able to move once again as a purple streak of energy shoots off your bod and hits a wall and shoots some sparks off. And it is your turn. You did drop your stuff as you fell down because you had that full paralysis. But you notice actually while you were down, your Umbra staff, your umbrella was actually like moving with a mind of its own, like opening and closing in a way to like very subtly to scoot it back towards yourself.
Great.
Cool.
But so I don't have I'm like empty-handed right now.
I mean, it's now right next to you. Like all your stuff is you can move again. So you can sort of collect your belongings. You can't move if you decide to stand up, because standing up is a move action. But
I don't need to stand.
Okay,
I'm good. I'll just scoop my crap up.
Okay, you scoop your crap up.
I need the material components for all my spells.
You're out of time reversal cubes. Can you dispel my magic?
Wait, hold on. Is Dad the fucking wind beneath your wings? Is he the magic that lets you know how to play D&D this whole time? Maybe we've just been using him as a point of comparison for you, and it makes you seem like you're actually way better, more confident with your D&Ds.
I use Dad's long lapses to like plan my own things. I can't seem as quick on the draw. You know what? I'm gonna cast a spell at this guy.
Okay.
See how he deals with a little magic. I'm gonna cast Evard's Black Tentacles.
Fuck, what? I'm going to ask you a dad question. Is that a spell you can cast?
For sure. And it's Conjuration, which is right in my wheelhouse.
Well, Transmutation's your wheelhouse.
No, it's like my other wheelhouse behind the bigger
He's got two. He's a bicycle wheelhouse.
It's like the wheel shed.
It's like I minored in sociology in college, and like, why the fuck did I do that? That's not something I use. Yeah.
Griffin.
That's what led him to be so good at DMing. Squirming. So I cast a spell, and like black tentacles emerge in a 20-foot square all around this cat. What's this fool's name?
You don't know.
Golem.
Hey, Thug, what's your name? I'm about to tentacle your dick. Hey. I'm going to get you into some temp porn. Let me get that name real quick so I know how to credit you in my tentacle porn I'm about to make with your body.
Okay, you want me to look up somebody's name on Twitter to name this person after so you can wrap them in sex tentacles?
Hey, you heard me. I didn't stutter. You froze me, Bocephus. I hated it.
Find somebody who likes hentai.
Oh, God, Dad just said the word hentai out loud.
How about Crystal Gale?
No, it's going to be
some lucky tweeter.
My name's Kravitz. And it's named after Mac Kravitz on Twitter. Thank you, Mac. You just got tentacled.
Mac Kravitz is a great Gollum name.
Is it Matt?
Yeah, thank you.
Matt or Max?
Mac, M-A-C.
Mac Kravitz. Okay.
Son of Kravitz is what that means.
So I'll let you know what is up when his turn begins. But for right now, there's like black tentacles.
Okay. Next in the order is Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to do here because my head can move and my hands can move. Okay, let me ask you this, Griffin. Is it the suit is locking me in place, or is there a magic? Like, could I fight against the suit's like lockdown, or am I just frozen?
Well, you did already fail sort of the contest, and that's how you ended up paralyzed.
Yeah.
If you wanted to spend your turn trying to like conjure up the willpower, making trying to do like a Constitution save, as your turn, I would allow that, but otherwise you're stuck as
All right.
hell.
I want to. Okay, I'm still wearing the necklace that lets me talk to Lucas, right?
Don't you have ranged weapons?
Yeah, but I like my hand. Like my hands are the only thing that's free. I can't reach shit. I'm playing in fiction, baby.
I thought you meant your arms were free. I'm sorry.
No, just my hands. Lucas, you son of a bitch. If you can hear me, when this guy gets done with us, he's coming for you. Do you really want that to happen? Dispel the damn magic and let me fight him.
Wow.
There's no response.
Lucas, you son of a bitch. If we get out of this, I'm coming for you too.
You actually hear the sound of like shattering glass. And then nothing.
What does that mean?
He dropped a glass of cheer wine on his console.
On his fucking MIDI keyboard.
Lucas?
Yeah, it sounded like he actually destroyed whatever instrument he was using to
Noelle, are you locked down?
No, I'm doing just fine. I'm a little worried. I'm actually kind of floating away from this guy.
Do you know how to undo whatever Lucas did to the suits?
I can try. She floats over to you and like with her her long hose arm, she's being very delicate and trying not to touch the crystallized floor. But she's like touching all around the suit. She said, "I'm sorry, I can't figure it out. I'm sorry. I can like point you at what you want to hit, but I don't know how much help I can be."
Huh. Interesting. Yes, please. Stand me up.
Okay, yeah, she sort of wraps herself around your arms, and then it's like you're wearing a jetpack, a Noelle-shaped jetpack, and she kind of floats you and stands you up.
Now swing me at him.
Okay, are we going to make it? All right. We're taking a lot of liberties with what can be considered an action in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but I'm very much into it. Yeah, let's say this is a melee attack. Well, here's what we'll do. I'll roll for Noelle, you roll for Magnus, and we'll take the lower result. So it'll be like disadvantage, except coming from two different attackers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We'll put your same modifier on it, though. I rolled a 14 plus whatever your modifier is.
Okay, I rolled a 12 plus my modifier, which is plus 7, so 19.
Okay, either of those is going to be a hit. Okay. So like fucking Weekend at Bernie's, she just sort of flails your arm towards him as you hold on to Rail Splitter.
Launch me. So then I do that. I can't remember what I do. It's been so long since I hit with an attack. Okay, so we're going to say that that's one-handed.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And one tube arm. So we're not going to call that two-handed, but...
Maybe she put a little spin on you when she let you go.
I would not let her do that. That's a 6 plus 6, so 12.
Okay, next in the order is the Golem.
Hold on.
Is he about to get...
Hold on. And I'm going to use Goading Attack. When attack lands, superiority dice plus damage equals a wisdom saving throw. On fail, target has disadvantage on attack not against you.
Okay.
So that's 5 plus 12, 17.
Yeah, that's a hit.
No, you have to do a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, and I have to beat a 17?
Yeah.
I rolled an 18. So before modifier, I beat it. Yeah. All right, it is the Golem's turn. Is he about to get...
He needs to make a dexterity saving throw, and you're going to need to be 18 as the DC on this one.
Okay. 17.
It's not quite going to do it. So he's going to take 3d6 bludgeoning damage
from these tents.
From the tentacles.
Do you want to roll that, or should I? That's a D4. Do you see how it has 4 numbers on it? A D6 is like a dice-ass dice. That's like some Monopoly shit.
6.
Oh, God.
5. So that's going to be 17. And he's also restrained. He can use his action to make a strength or dexterity check against my spell save DC. On a success, you free yourself.
That is brutal. Okay.
So he's restrained by beautiful ebony tentacles.
and are stroking the length of his body.
Oh, that's somebody's something, isn't it? That's somebody's baby.
Everything is somebody's something.
That is a big hit. You actually, as those tentacles just sort of like whap into him, some chunks of him kind of fall off. Yeah, please go ahead. Before he does anything, that crystal that he broke off of his body earlier starts to shimmy and shake and glow bright white, and then it explodes. And I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw, and everybody who is still even a little bit paralyzed has disadvantage on the roll.
What? He did this?
The crystal that he broke off his body.
Not great.
Wait. Oh, okay. 10.
8.
Daddy, did you roll?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Wait. Sorry. What was the? It was a dexterity, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dexterity. 4.
Okay.
14, actually.
Literally everybody failed. Everybody is going to take a lot of damage from this crystal bomb. That's 5. That's 13. That is 18. That is 21 points of damage, everybody.
I take 21 points of damage for breakfast.
And you, it's like noon now, so that was a lunchtime crystal.
Well, and that's the problem is I missed my breakfast damage, and that's why I'm not doing so. It's an important lesson, kids. Breakfast damage is the most important damage of the day.
How are you doing on damage? Because you have a screenshot of your whiteboard.
I'm down to 10.
Okay, so everybody's not doing great.
I'm still at 46. I got lots of hit points,
and I'm at -8. So.
Whoa.
We all are doing our best out here.
So he has to spend his turn trying to escape from you, right?
Yes.
And what are his options? Strength or what?
Strength or dex, I think.
He's very strong. We'll do strength.
Yes, strength. Okay, yeah.
That is a 21.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he breaks free from these tentacles. Are the tentacles gone now?
They are, yes. He's free.
Okay. They fall off of him, giving him one last final soft grace. And he blushes, and that's his turn. Big M.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I'm casting Prayer of Healing.
Okay.
That's a good call.
Up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range each regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Okay.
So the d8 is the one that fell on the floor.
No, it's the one I have in my hand.
I should mention, Griffin, just to clarify, he is no longer restrained by the tentacles, but the tentacles are still surrounding him. They're in that area for a minute. So,
okay, then he moves out of the way of them.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, he floats backwards a few feet.
All right. I rolled a 6 and a 7.
Okay.
And my spellcast modifier is 6.
Yeah.
Correct? So 19. We get 19 points back each.
Yeah, and Killian and Carrie get that too.
Yeah, I see them too.
Yeah. Okay. Taco, it is your turn.
Well,
do you have any magic dispelling stuff?
I'm like blacked out, right?
What?
No, he just healed you.
Oh, okay. For how many points?
19.
Oh, were you below 0?
Yeah.
Oh shit, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that heal, Dad saved your goose. Have we done any death rolls before?
Nah,
I don't think so.
We might have done. I feel like we might have done one at one point.
We did one, yeah. When Black Spider magic Brian.
Yeah, we didn't do it right though. Probably.
Yeah, probably. Okay, yeah, Taka, you're back. You. It's a good thing you didn't stand up because you would have fallen right back down when your health went below 0. But yeah, you have regained consciousness. This is a very turbulent roller coaster of a fight for you. Your heals, by the way, Juice, they start from 0. So don't include the negatives in it. You should be at 19 right now. Does that make sense?
I should be at what?
You should be at 19 right now. Yeah. When you get healed, when you're below 0, then you, when you took that big hit from the crystal bomb, you didn't go to half of your health underneath, half your max health underneath it, right? Like if your max health is 40, you didn't go to -20.
No.
Okay, good, because that's an instant death.
No, I did. That didn't happen to me. I was at -11, and my max is 50, so I'm good on that front.
That's probably closer than you should do in the future.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I won't fall below 0.
Yeah, I don't think he was planning on getting hit by 21 points of damage from a fucking crystal bomb, Griffin.
Yeah, next time we go on a fucking undersea adventure, I'll be sure to bring a cleric.
You're welcome.
What you gonna do?
Taco, do you have any dispelling magic?
No, I don't actually. I don't have that in my my old repertoire.
Do you have anything
just sex tentacle based, just sort of 50 Shades of Grey, like.
Do the thing you did with the motorcycle, but make him tiny.
Hey, wait a minute. I do have a spell that could help Travis who can't move his legs.
Okay.
If Travis can't move his legs, then I shall create his legs. I raise my hand into the air and I summon Geralt Phantom Steed.
Yes!
Arising from below Travis are 4 beautiful, magical, purple legs that seem to shimmer with a rainbow, and out of nowhere, materializing in air, are 2 beautiful horns and like the voice of God echoing through the room and sending trickles of urine down the leg of this crystal golem are the words, "Yo, what's up?"
Go Geralt.
Okay.
Go Geralt.
Noelle was Noelle was starting to give up the ghost a little bit, holding up your full weight, Magnus. So this comes as a relief to her, and she sort of releases you from her grasp and floats off a little bit. And you are now mounted in combat, full-blown brand style.
This is going to make the cover of the paperback right here.
Yeah. But I do have to drive this point home. You are slumped over this horse. He can move you around, but you are very much kind of dead weight on it.
I'll take
you
it.
have a little. Okay. Is that all for your turn, Taco?
Yeah.
Okay. Magnus, it is your turn.
Okay. I see.
This attack is going to be possibly the funniest melee attack ever performed in a Dungeons & Dragons game.
Geralt,
What's up?
I want you to leap over him.
Yeah, no problem, dog. Just leap over him.
Yes.
You know, I'm just a regular. I mean, I'm beautiful and powerful. I do have the qualities of a regular horse.
How tall is the golem, Griffin?
This golem is about 8 feet tall.
Yeah, no.
You could do that.
Yeah, steeplechase that bastard.
Yeah, I see where you're going with this, and I love it, but no. No, I'm good. You want me to run you past him or whatever?
Yeah, do that.
Try to just freak him out or something? Yeah, that's no problem. Here we go.
Okay, if we're doing this, and you're going to be doing a moving attack past him, then I'm going to call that an opportunity attack that he gets on you if you're moving past him.
No. Here's what I'm going to do in actuality. Okay. Since I'm on Geralt now, I'm going to delay my turn till after Merle. Can I do that?
I know where you're going.
You're going to delay your turn after. Okay, but the horse can't move you if you're delaying your turn because I was counting his movement as your movement.
I mean, cool. I'm okay. Mounted and I can move around.
Okay, you're delaying your turn until after Merle.
Yes.
Okay, it is the golem's turn then. The golem picks up. He's sort of standing on one leg. He lifts his left leg into the air, and he brings one of his arms down on that leg, and 2 pieces of him come off this time that are now sort of flanking him left and right, and they are both glowing white. And for his attack, he is going to take another stab at Merle. Sorry about this. I know this probably seems a little bit unfair, but, work's work. That's a crit. Yeah, you can scope that out if you want.
I see it.
Merle, you take... Oh, my God.
Wait, hold on. Can I force to re-roll with my protection shit?
Maybe.
Yeah, let me look. Hold on.
You guys are pretty close together, and this is a melee attack.
Yeah. When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
You must, yeah.
All right, we will say that you fucking, slump your dead left arm over and throw the Shield of Memories to like sort of block the first attack as the second one comes in and is a fucking 2, which is not going to hit with modifier. So yes, his first attack looked incredibly powerful, but the shield, as he sort of dropped it to the floor, deflects it away, and his second one misses heartily. And he goes, I don't even know how that worked out, like with physics.
Me neither.
I'm like trying to figure out how that worked, and I can't seem to make sense of it. But that is his turn. Merle.
I can do Dispel Magic again, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm dispelling that magic on Magnus.
Okay, you still got to roll to contest it to beat a 13. Oh, I got it in my hands. Oh, that's not good.
Jeez. It's a 2, Trav.
Okay.
With my modifier, though.
With your modifier of 11.
An 8.
No, it's not. It is an 8, but it's still not good enough. Magnus, you still want to take your turn now?
Maybe freed him up a little bit. Couldn't it have just like a couple of degrees? Maybe like one arm. One arm. Maybe he had one arm free.
No.
You have wrist control now.
Wrist control.
Cool.
It's all in the wrist, Travis.
I can be smarter about it. I have a skill called Commanding Strike.
Oh, okay.
Use one attack to command an ally to make a weapon attack. Add superiority die to damage. So, which one of you? It's probably Merle, right?
Yeah, Merle's got the battle wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah, Merle, attack.
Can we? This is just a request to people who are Merle. Can we just maybe we should attack that crystal?
That's what I was going to say. Should we? Well, there are 2 of them now.
Yeah, it seems like those.
Could I take one big swing at both crystals?
Wait, holy shit!
No,
hold on.
him.
How big are the crystals?
They're not that big actually. They're about the size of like your fist, kind of jagged.
Cool. Merle.
Yes.
Wait, who's next? Taco's next?
Yeah.
Taco, in my pouch, get the glutton's fork.
Okay. When I get a chance to, for sure.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. You're just sitting on this horse. Who's like, I imagine at this point, Garrett will be like, "Did you need me for something?"
Okay, well, hold on. And then also, Merle attack one of the crystals.
I was halfway through season 2 of Daredevil, guys. Come on.
All right.
Just pick it up.
17.
Yeah, that's going to be a hit on the left one or the right one.
Could I knock one into the other?
No, because he's standing in between them.
Shit. Okay. I'll use my plant side. So that will be the...
Yes. Your dominant hand, your right
I hit the one on the right.
Okay.
With the battle wrench.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage. Plus your strength modifier. That's, it's not very much damage, but it's enough to shatter this thing, and it falls harmlessly to the floor. Next in the order is Taco.
How close am I to Travis's bag?
I mean, you guys were literally standing right next to each other when you went down, and you haven't really moved much. He is up in the air with he's up on Garrel, but you can easily stand up and reach him.
Okay, I'll grab the fork out of the bag.
Okay, I don't know what this thing is.
I don't remember it either.
I bought it at the Fantasy Costco. Once a day, the fork will allow the user to eat any non-magical item they can fit in their mouth and gain 2d6 points of damage. Just tap the fork on the item and it will turn edible.
But isn't that magical?
Well, poop.
I mean, it's a floating crystal. If that's not magic, I don't know.
I think
we made up.
I thought what he meant by non-magical item was like an enchanted sword or shield or something.
Yeah, no, that's the magical items are things that can't be can't traditionally be destroyed. Like a magic sword can't be destroyed. But yes to all of this. Now, Magnus, say what you just said, but in character.
Use the fork. Eat the crystal. You'll feel better.
Luke.
Use the fork. The fork will be with you always.
No, I do want it back. It won't be. I will want the fork back.
Okay, are you doing this, Taco? Are you doing this thing?
Hell yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think you're going to need... I was trying to think, is this a fork-based attack? No, you just kind of plug that bad boy in, and you're doing this into the crystal piece that's floating, not the golem himself, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, yeah, you plug it into this fist-sized floating crystal in the air, and as you do, your fork slides in as though you are piercing a bread roll. As you do, actually, you realize this particular piece of crystal is actually part of Merle's former arm.
Oh, crap!
As it turns in, but it turns into like one of those fucking awesome Red Lobster cheddar rolls.
Okay, so I take a big bite. What's it taste like?
It tastes fucking incredible. It tastes.
Describe the taste of Merle.
There is there's a.
Would you say picante?
Yeah,
it's super buttery, super soft, super buttery, super flaky. It's like there's a sweetness to it, like there's some sort of sweet element, like a brown sugar maybe in the butter.
Okay.
But it's weird because like it wasn't cooked. You magically transformed it into like some sort of edible material. So it should be like a meal ready to eat. But actually it's like soft, like it just came out of the oven.
Damn, I'm delicious.
It's fucking incredible. It's really, really tasty, and it goes down real smooth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I popped the whole thing in my mouth. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Hey guys, it's a good time for the great taste of Merle.
It's a happy Merle.
Dad, I like that a lot. Proud of you.
The golem takes
hold on. He gets 2d6 health back.
Huh?
For the glutton's fork, when you eat it, you get 2d6 points of health back.
You were saying Merle, eating Merle in particular. Take this bread. It is his body. It has some sort of healing, like transubstantiation quality to it.
All right. 4 and 3. So it's 7 points of healing.
Okay.
Delicious Merle healed me for 7 points.
The golem, he looks pretty worse for wear after the last round of combat, and now having sort of having broken parts of himself off. He's actually looking really worse for wear. And he also takes like a step back from you, like kind of staggered, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with the three of you? You guys are fucked up. That's some sick shit. Oh god. I've got to regroup. You all, I promise you, the next time we meet, you're coming with me. I'm taking you in."
Why?
He says, "You know why."
I don't actually. I really don't.
The golem form falls apart, collapses on the floor, and you watch the white fire portion of him pass through a rift behind him and disappear.
We won!
I think we actually just legitimately won a battle, you guys.
I think we did.
Yeah, he was. He definitely did a expedient retreat, but he was. Between the parts of him that he broke off and crystallized, and that the tentacles ripped off, he was falling apart.
So now can Merle just like dispel magic willy nilly?
Well, it's gonna burn a slot.
Yeah. Let's. You guys can take a short rest to recover.
Hey, let's get the pocket spa. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
That should help.
You drag the still paralyzed members of your party into the pocket spa and luxuriate and relax and recover some health in a post-battle debriefing.
Are there monogrammed bathrobes?
This is important.
In the pocket spa?
Yeah.
No, they'd all just say the letter T, right?
They're more just like loincloths, really. They're more like loincloths you just drape around your crotch.
Can I steal those like I stole the robe from the Sofitel in L.A. to get charged to Griffin's room?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
I'm sorry about a lot of things, but you know what I'm not sorry about is all that money we're about to get.
All right, while we're in the pocket spa and just kind of sitting and relaxing for a bit, Griffin appears to us, and we start talking out of character.
I want to tell you all about the Max Fun Drive. We've talked about it. We talked about it last week. You talked about it on all the other shows that we do. Certainly you know about it, but if you don't, we are part of the Maximum Fun organization. We are a pledge-funded organization. I know we also do ads on the show. I've seen a lot of people be kind of curious about that. The amount of money that we get from ads and the support that we get from ads is like a quarter of like how we fund the stuff that we do. Most of the money that we get from the shows comes from donors, and that money allows us to. Yesterday, I went to a local reputable store in town and bought a whole second recording setup. So that I can...
Because I'm here.
Because Dad's here. And
when we were preparing for the bonus episode, I bought all kinds of D&D books and like did a shit ton of research and work that was funded by donations from listeners like you.
We've spent tons of money. I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes on episodes where we goof them up. But we spent a bunch of money on new recording equipment. We have hosting fees.
That's how we're paying to have our nose hairs removed in a few minutes.
I'm so excited about that.
And that's really going to improve the audio quality on future episodes.
Well, yeah, everything's a write-off.
Yeah, Dad's going to sound like fucking McConaughey once we get the network of... And if you donate if we get 5,000 new and upgrading donors, we will send you the sticks that they use to rip out Dad's. It's going to be some fucking Lovecraftian... like nightmare stuff happening on that stick. Anyway, we do stuff like live shows. We fund those live shows with the money that we get from the podcast. We've expanded, done more podcasts. The Adventure Zone is a like experimental podcast we did that we are able to spend as much time on making it, and I'm able to spend as much time on like doing the music and all that stuff because of the financial support we get from you guys. So there's definitely like your money goes to us, and some of it helps support the network. But whenever you donate, you get to pick your favorite shows, and by picking those shows, like you are directly sending your support to those shows. So can anybody start walking me through what these different donations levels are and what they'll get our sweet listeners.
All right. So you mentioned the $5 a month, Ditto. If you do $5 a month, you will get access to bonus content that will become available to you. One, the Adventure Zone Nights.
Dad's will be hurt, but that's just him.
Mine will be hurt.
A lot of outdoor necessities.
Can Dad talk about
a travel tumbler? So if you're traveling
for me,
patisserie Dance tin horn
album Music Evolution.
And if you're unable to do any amount,
we're not naked.
You're loinclothed up. All right, you guys are in the pocket spa. You're all loinclothed out. You're having yourselves a good time, despite the fact
that it's not weird at all.
It's up to you guys whether or not.
Are we naked? We're not naked.
You're loinclothed up.
Okay.
But yeah, you have recovered from the paralysis, and you can take a short rest. By the way, if you want to recover some hit points. I know we don't usually do that. I know
how
that's
much
kind
time do we have, Ditto? Are we on the clock for the crystallization of the thing still?
You've got about 30 minutes left, so you do have some time still.
I believe that the pocket spa is outside of the normal time-space continuum.
Yeah, no, you had 40 minutes, and then when you pocket spa'd, I don't actually remember how much time I said you had, but why don't you take a short rest because you guys need some health.
Okay.
So you roll your hit dice?
Oh.
Are you looking at your phone while we're recording? What are you doing?
Yeah, this is what I've got my whiteboard on.
Okay.
Mr. Fancy Pants.
That's horse apples. He does it to me all the time. He's checking sports scores.
I'm back up to full, baby.
All right, so which one is the D10?
You roll D8s.
Oh.
I mean, you roll as many as you want as long as you have hit dice.
All right, a 6 and a 5. Keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah, I roll D6. So a lot of people are wondering how many times. I know you at home are wondering how many times. Well, here's Griffin to explain it for you. I got 12. That sounds good, doesn't it?
12's
about
good.
12. 12 feels about right, doesn't it?
All right, you have per your level, you can roll that many times.
8?
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
You can roll one of those per wizard per level.
Per wizard level.
So you can keep rolling too, Dad.
Oh.
You can roll up to eight times because you guys haven't taken a short rest this chunk.
Great, I'm back up to 45 hit points.
So I rolled 2 more times, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, you guys take your rests. You are having a good chill out time. And
I assume like Carrie and Killian are like also recovered from the paralysis. That's what I'm trying to establish.
Everybody's good to go. Everybody's rocking in the free world. And you step out of the pocket spa back into the main elevator lobby. And as you approach the central elevator that Lucas went down after